side of the break, the driver's strapping in. The command, the engines will fire. I'm going to head enjoy race caller Rick Allen, Jeff Burton, and Dale Jr. after the break.
What a lovely, lovely national anthem. My shit working? Come on, let me hear my annoying voice. YouTube. Yeah, it's working. Cool. I don't know. I got nothing to say. It's been a weird couple of weeks. Football starts. Well, tomorrow's the first NFL Sunday of the season. So, looking forward to that. Of course, there's going to be a race on in the middle of it because NASCAR is just a big inconvenience at this time of year for me. Love it, though I do. Yeah, buddy. How we doing? 3 of you here already. State your names and identify yourselves. Just so I know I'm not completely talking to myself. Which is what I do a lot this time of year. It's like early in the season we get a lot of engagement. Then everybody gets kind of burnt out and moves on. Got an interesting week coming up. I'm supposed to work Monday night during football and Thursday night during football. And I'm like, of all the nights you could schedule me on, why'd you pick those two? But it's no big deal. Really, I just won't be able to stream the games. I'll come home and watch the games, but I just won't be able to stream them. On the plus side, I guess I get to watch them commercial free. That's the plus side if I end up working. Although I did request to switch Monday. I'm not going to push my luck and do Thursday, but I requested to switch out of Monday because I think Thursday the Eagles are going to beat the dog shit out of the Vikings. If it's anything like when they played last year, that's what will happen. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll have to text my boss in the morning and be like, hey, I put in a swap for Monday. I'll work Monday morning. I hate working Monday mornings after NFL Sunday, but I'll do it to get one of my games live streamed this week during the week. Fuck that shit. We're here to talk about the Xfinity Series regular season finale. It's probably going to be Riley Herbst making the playoffs. Just based on speed. Like, I think Parker's a better driver, but the 98's a fast car. Brandon Jones qualified 4th. He's won here twice. I mean, he could just win and ruin this whole thing, which would be funny. JRM's brought fast cars. I mean, all guys on the pole. Jones is 4th. He's won here twice. Josh Berry's 6th. Sam Mayer's won a couple races lately. Junior Motorsports has their stuff figured out. I'm doing okay. Looking forward to a day of football and racing tomorrow. And then whatever Monday brings.
Beautiful shot of the racetrack there as I stand next to coach or pre-race show host and crew chief Steve Letarte, Rick Allen with you. So, Kansas Speedway, why has this racetrack been so difficult?
Well, because it's the magical mix of high speed and low grip. So to be good at Kansas, it is full commitment. Tons of time on wide open throttle, tons of mid-corner speed, but you're doing that leaning against basically a broken crutch. At any time, it can slide sideways and you can lose control.
You say Josh Berry is a fruit? What?
And you have to do it while racing around all the other
What's that got to do with anything?
All right, Ken Kuhn, how about the 0-0 and Cole Custer? He's got double duty today.
Well,
Duty.
with 2 wins, Cole Custer already has a spot in the Xfinity Series playoffs. So what does the team hope to accomplish this afternoon? Cole said they absolutely cannot let their guard down, even though they're already in the playoffs. They show up to races to win, and recently the results have matched that mantra. Cole has finished 7th or better the last 4 races. This team looking for a win this afternoon, which would continue that momentum, and Dave give them those 5.
Custer's fairly certain he's going back to Cup next year, one way or another.
This week. First of all, his run to the Xfinity Series playoffs
on the strength of 5 wins on the season. Could he make it 6 today? We shall see. The other big headline, of course, he's headed back to the NASCAR Cup Series in 2020.
Oh, yeah, John Hunter, officially the driver of the 42. That came out this week. Worst kept secret in NASCAR currently.
7-time champion Jimmy Johnson. So as he finishes up today and the rest of the playoffs here, he's surely looking forward to next year in the Cup Series. Well, when he fires his engine here, he's going to be
A JRM ride is open next year. A Gibbs Xfinity ride is open next year. Stewart Haas potentially.
And now, race fans, here to say the most famous words.
Will RFK come to the Xfinity Series? I wish.
Big Rock Chalk, the University of Kansas Jayhawks student athletes.
Drivers are your engine.
Yeah. Drivers, energize your ground craft. It's going to be hopefully a quick race. Kansas, especially in the playoffs, tends to lean to the chaotic side. So today and tomorrow could be a lot of fun. The 98, Junior. He drives the 98.
Already in the top 10, so if he can hold this position, he's going to be watching that 48 in his rear view, trying to keep him out of the top 10 as we go to this first stage.
So you got the points battle with Herbst and Kligerman, and the possibility that Brandon Jones could pop up and win this race. He's done it twice, and he's in a fast car.
The green flag is coming up next.
I don't foresee any other winners coming from outside the playoffs. Oh, yeah, Daniel Hemrick is in the 10 for the rest of the year, starting today. They made a swap. They had to shuffle some deck chairs on that team. The results haven't been there. Of course, Hemrick probably should have won Atlanta, but Justin Haley cucked him out of it. So, yeah, we'll swapping it. Colleague racing right now. Regular season points. I hopefully they'll show the regular season points. I don't know if John Hunter's got it locked up. I figure he does, right? Check my phone. Google, I don't want to use this email anymore. Stop trying to force it on me. Fuck off, Google. Man, it's awfully quiet in here. NBC. Oh, the Xfinity race is actually on NBC today, not USA. I was surprised by that. I'm like, during football season, an Xfinity race is on NBC?
Car starting to roll off of pit road now. Let's see if we can dial up.
Another great week of good weather for NASCAR. We got, what, 3 weeks in a row now? I'm grateful for that, especially because I was there last week.
Hey, Austin, it's the guys in the NBC booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, man, a great regular season, 4 wins already, the chance for one more today. How do you use this final race to get prepped for the playoffs?
Well, I think it's, one thing for us, we're struggling a little bit here today. In practice, I found a really loose balance. So
I'm going to start this race off here in a minute or two by eating 3 juicy-ass, greasy hamburgers. Clog my arteries some more live on the air.
Showing that we can still make something out of nothing. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to minimize mistakes all day. Everybody's been doing a really than anything, just being able to minimize mistakes all day, thinking what the car will give you. If we have an 8th place car today, then let's go run 8th. Let's not put ourselves in a box, try to overdo anything, and make sure we're there at the end for all these 200 laps. It's going to be a hot, slick one today.
What's up, Alex? How you feeling?
Got to keep up with the racetrack.
Well, you talk about the great regular season and moving forward. Well, you're got a little bit of a head start here. Looks like you have a chance to close in on that regular season championship. We're bringing it here to Kansas. So many storylines here. The place is crazy every time we come. What are the challenges to this mile and a half?
Be right back.
Yeah, it's really challenging. You know, as rubber gets laid down, you start moving around, you're going to run. You're going to see cars running on the bottom all the way to the top and everything in between. So being able to keep up with that, keep up with the racetrack, you know, as rubber's getting laid down, what's that doing to your car? Do you need to be in it? Do you need to be out of it? You know, you're going to be running the fence at times, just being able to run the wall and use that air, you know, the right way with the right recorder. There's just a lot of things that Kansas brings to the table on that the driver can do inside the race car. And, you know, when the tire fall off, it's really going to play a factor. So managing your tires from the front end of the run to the back end of the run. So hopefully we can do all that today and keep this finish early up front.
All right, appreciate you taking the time. Good luck, man.
Appreciate it.
Great insight from Austin Hill there. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Justin Allgaier and Sammy Smith. They're going to make up row number 1. Justin Allgaier, the last time he won the pole was at Charlotte, and he went on to win that race.
Yeah, we just talked to Austin Hill back there in row 5. Just in front of him, you have Riley Herbst. We're going to talk so much about that bubble battle at 12th position in the playoffs.
Yeah, his closest competitor, who's fighting for that 12th spot, is Parker Kligerman, who starts there in row 8. Sheldon Creed is on his outside, which will be interesting because Sheldon Creed's still fighting for a win in this series.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're looking for with a bunch of these drivers here. You're looking at Parker Retzlaff back in row 13. His teammate has a win. He's trying to break through, get his first career win.
All the way back, 38 cars starting in the field today. Let's go back to
I'm back. I had to go grab my food.
The number 10, which is Daniel
So I'm eating 3 greasy burgers right now. They're not big burgers, but they're nice and greasy. And because I grew up in a white family, I had to tell them to start seasoning the meat. Because white people don't know how to put flavor in food. Unless it's like a barbecue or something.
For the title run, but thought it would be best to make that switch this weekend. 1 race to go before the playoffs start, so that gives Daniel and this team a week to get into the groove together before the real pressure starts for them, Dave, next weekend at Bristol.
Kim, in 13 starts here at Kansas, Justin Allgaier is winless. He does have wins on 16 different tracks in the Xfinity Series. It used to be
Oh, these are
15
homemade
until
burgers.
he won for the first time at Daytona 2 races ago. Used to be 14 until he won for the first time at Mile and a Half Charlotte in May. Rick already mentioned it. He started from pole then. He starts from pole here. Could be a winner on his 17th different track when the checkered flag falls.
I could have
today,
went for a big old
Yeah, Dave. And
bacon burger from Chili's, but
restarts have always
we're balling on a
been
budget
things
these
that have
days.
Caught up to him. Steve, walk us through the race analysis.
Well, 200 laps, 300 miles. The first stage, 45
Times have
laps.
suddenly got hard
45
again.
laps. The final stage much longer at 110. They can run 55 to 60 on fuel, so I imagine we're going to see a set of tires after stage 1, a set after stage 2. They have 4 sets available. So then that final stage is really when decisions have to be made. Do we see cautions? When do you pit under green? It'll be decision time.
Out in front of the field, the Toyota GR Supra. That's the official pace car.
Is that a
for
Supra?
Today's race. All right, let's listen in to a couple pep talks, and we'll start with the 98 team.
I mean, being a dog sticker today, it's the Deion stuff here. Have some fun. Fill it up. 4. Thank you. I just want to say thank you guys for all the work on team. Appreciate the opportunity. You know, this is what we're meant to do. Have an opportunity like this. We just do what we've done last 12 weeks. We're going to go race for a championship.
Alex, I think you should play GTA, but you ain't got to talk. We understand.
Right now, 12
I understand. You don't have to talk.
As we look at the point standings, we heard Kim
I'll try not to be
mention
like, hey, Alex.
rolling off.
And we'll just
It's gonna
play.
be locked in based on points, but it's Riley Herbst, Parker Kligerman, and then Brandon Jones is still in the mix. If you win, you can advance.
Yeah, so Jones would need a win.
I'll
when it
tell
comes to
Dylan that you
Herbst
can't
and
speak.
Kligerman, when it comes down to points, remember every position at the end of the race is a point. You also can receive points. The top 10 receive points at the end of those stages I mentioned. 10 if you win it, 1 point for 10.
And before
So,
Parker Retzlaff
right
wins on
away,
fuel
45
mileage and
laps
destroys
into
the
race,
playoffs.
kind of the score is going to be kept, right? It's going to be who has the lead. Did either of those two score points?
And right off the start here, you see the 7 car, Justin Allgaier, the red car. The
You just
outside
joined a
lane.
little
He can
party,
get either lane he
put
wanted
your little
because
mic
the
on
7th
mute, you ain't got to
pole,
speak.
he immediately went to the top. I think this is something
I've
see
done
all
that
day
before.
long. The top is going to be preferred on the restart.
Tonsillitis was a nasty rap. I never had it. I've had strep before. I think I've had strep like twice in my life. The one time it was really bad. I was like 11 years old. It was really bad. I only remember I was 11 because I was playing Spider-Man 2 the whole time I had it. And just feeling like a deep-throated fucking a weed whacker or something. Green flag, we're racing at Kansas. A crash already? Oh, tire rub and a couple of slow cars. What the hell? It's Anthony Alfredo. Caution's out on lap 1. He's got some left front damage.
Somebody came up the racetrack. There was some contact.
Welcome to Kansas in the playoffs. Always happens.
Not quite sure which car. There's the 38 was the one that got nosed into the wall.
Nick Lights was in this. Didn't even know he was in the 38 today.
Saw him spin in practice earlier today.
His first Xfinity race.
Be curious to see who calls. According to Alfredo, the 38 must not have a spotter or something because he was raising hell. What the hell?
Been in the wall with the right front tire. Here's a look here. Squeeze in a little bit.
Dude,
Enter turn 1.
the 38 just swung up to the top and clobbered Alfredo going to turn 1 on the first fucking lap.
I can understand the frustration.
Starting to think whoever's in that 38 probably shouldn't be out here giving. Number 1, we haven't heard of him. Number 2, he did something like that on his first start on lap 1 after spinning in practice. So, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't be out there. Dude, car high. Sorry, I'm eating. I'm almost done. I was talking about how I'm growing increasingly frustrated with my store work schedule because I'm scheduled for Monday and Thursday nights this week and next week, and I'm just like, nah. So I'm swapping the Monday if I can. I won't push my luck. I'll do the Thursday. It's not that big of a deal. Like I said, I'll just come home and watch the games and get to skip commercials, so it's actually better. It's just for the games I want to live stream, I'm a little frustrated if I have to work during them. We'll see if it changes. I guess I'm going to stream the race tomorrow, and we'll do Cowboys and Giants. And during the race, I'll be watching and talking football, too. It'll be kind of a multitasking deal. That's why I have multiple TVs. If I had room for the third TV to be out, I would put it somewhere, but I really don't have room for the third television. Although I'm suddenly getting inspired to try to find room for it, but it's kind of big. My main TV is like 50 inches, and I got this other one that's like, God, I want to say like 32 or something. And then I've got the little one that's like a 25-inch TV. Maybe it's 25. Maybe it's a little less 25. I don't know. I got 3 TVs to work with.
Fans, download
Just
the
only
official
enough space
app
for
of
2.
NASCAR. You can follow the action with free live scoring. There's in-car cameras as well as a radio broadcast. Just search NASCAR in your app store. You can start a free trial today. Many heroes are being honored this weekend on the side of the cars. Kim Kuhn, what about the 2-car?
That's right, Rick. You might not recognize some of the names on the cars because, to your point, these drivers are running the names of some inspiring stories. And for Sheldon Creed, riding along with him is Pam
I could
Yarbrough
use the
from Sebring,
PS4
Florida,
for
nominated by
CBS,
Kenny Kerouac.
the
Her
Xbox for
family says
Fox,
Pam
and the
is a
main
hero
TV
and has
for
fought cancer like a beast
NASCAR.
since 2019 and continues to fight
You know
the
what?
battle for
I'm
the
going to challenge
finish line
myself
of
to figure out a
life
way
cancer-free. And they
to have all 3
selected
TVs
Sheldon.
going.
Because just like Pam is fighting cancer like a beast, they said Sheldon Creed is a beast on the
fuck
racetrack.
like a beast.
For his first
Oh, they're not
NASCAR
doing Wasp,
Xfinity
my
Series
bad.
win, and if he did it today, it would be in honor of Pam Yarbrough.
Pretty cool what they're doing for all of these cancer victims. Some have survived and have won the battle, but a lot of people have been nominated because of the fight, the heroes that they were fighting that cancer. And again, Martin Truex Jr. Foundation and the NASCAR Foundation both helping out to honor those heroes. So the caution has come out on the very first lap, and we'll get lined back up again as they go.
Can they follow up more on the stupidity that caused that caution?
Dave, how about the 1?
Yeah, it'll be Sam Mayer. He'll go off maybe 15th, maybe a little bit better, depending on the choose. And he's been 2-time winner in the last 6
Yuck.
races, Rick. But
That's a
team's
sponsor.
concerned with
Yuck.
four non-wins and the mistakes that were made there, some of them by the 20-year-old driver himself. He is locked into the playoffs, which start next week. So a solid mistake-free race is the goal to set up what could be a deep playoff run.
Well, it was just last week, Rick, where the 1 and Parker Kligerman had an issue. Parker was running about 12th. Sam Mayer late in the race, just a mistake, just misjudges his speed. There's no other way to put this. It's purely on the driver of the 1, and he admitted it. Gets in the back of the 48. Parker ends up finishing outside the top 20. This costs him 10 or 12 points in this points battle. We heard earlier today that Sam said, hey, we talked about it.
I love when I turn my fan on, my cable glitches out for 2 seconds. Come on, fan.
Yeah, before Darlington, Parker Kligerman entered that race 20 points above Riley Hurst. At the end of the day, he was a point behind. As we ride along,
My fan on it fell over immediately. You good now, fan?
on board.
You good, fam? I mean, fan?
One start. Now they know a little bit more about the car. I would expect to see them get more aggressive on this restart with a little bit more information.
Gotta get stage points, 48.
We'll see how it goes this time. The restart for Kansas.
We have yet to complete a green flag lap. We are 6 laps in.
3 wide, 4 wide. The back of this pack.
Woo!
And drifting up the
Who's that washing up in the middle?
very wide, multiple groove track.
4 wide, mid-pack down the back straightaway. Custer's around in the second up front. And John Hunter did make a nice 3 wide move there. Sliding up in front of Josh Berry in turn 4. Clear. Hey, green flag lap complete.
Just in front of Josh Berry.
Josh Berry in qualifying.
The 98 has slipped back a couple of spots. He's almost side by side with Kligerman, who he's directly racing for points.
Very close to each other. Again, every position is a point.
Riley Hurst is on the bottom of that restart and did not work
Every
out
position
there.
is a point. We lost some green flag laps here in this stage, so you got to get what you can get here. Whoa, Herbst car, a little tight.
Going after him.
Yeah, Herb's going the wrong direction here after starting 8th.
Door to door. You knew it was going to be this way for this race.
And before Riley Herbst knew it, the words 3 wide middle came from spotter Tim Tebow. That means he was in the middle of what could have been a mess.
Herbst and
Spotter said,
Kligerman
"Take
are
care of it."
14th and
Riley did.
15th.
Now he's got this challenge from Parker.
Top of the screen to battle for the lead. Cole Custer running the top. He's got a lot of momentum. 7 needs to recognize that. Move up the racetrack. Start running that higher line.
Nemechek's got the best car. I can go ahead and tell you. Custer and Nemechek are the cars to beat.
Decision for Riley Hurst.
Allgaier's car swings a little loose on exit.
He wanted to be able to jump on the outside
Ooh.
of the car.
Mayer 3 wide in the middle of Herbst and Kligerman.
But typically on the bottom of the racetrack,
And the racing at
you will not
Kansas is
have
good.
the minimal corner exit. So they both split the one car. See the straight gain that Riley Herbst has down the back straightaway from that top momentum.
If I was Sam Mayer, I'd be cutting the 48s on brakes this week. Who's in the 11? I didn't even see who's in the 11 today. Wow, Josh Berry got really loose off of 4.
Things are heating up for the third spot. Brandon Jones is caught up
Herbst to the outside of
to Josh
Chandler
Berry
Smith.
as now
Wow, that pass was easy.
Parker Kligerman's trying to get by on the high side.
So these restarts are great opportunities for drivers to pick up spots. Well, watch Sheldon Creed. 7 spots.
Sheldon Creed changed lanes before the start-finish line. How's that not a penalty?
And watch the momentum he's able to
How's that
carry.
not a penalty?
See the bottom how he gets
Did you guys see that?
Now here he is just rolling, picking up spots. Great job by Sheldon.
He was pulling out of line to the outside before the start-finish line.
Kligerman's falling behind. The one
That used to be allowed, but now I don't think they even let you do that. You used to be able to go to the outside. Now I think it's like if you change lanes before start-finish line, either way, you're screwed. You can never pass to the inside.
Got a car underneath him. He's struggling now.
Derek Kraus is in the 11 today.
Just not able to fully commit on corner exit.
team built him a new car for this race and the rest of the season. Parker was hoping that it would be the best car that they had built up to this point.
Yeah, rarely do we see brand new cars in the Xfinity Series, a little bit lower budget than the top teams on Sunday. But when you hear new, it's not just fresh, it's all the little things. Everything you've learned over the year, you can kind of implement from the start. You would hope it just has more capability. Not that it drives better, it's just when it's a little loose or it's a little tight, it just naturally goes faster, more overall grip.
Am I the only one that gives a shit about the rules, NASCAR?
Play with the throttle there as he came out of 4.
I think this is a difficult time, Junior, for all the
And we have a caution, second of the day. What's going on?
and
Debris. Big chunk of metal laying in the middle of pit road near pit entry. So, yeah, gotta
Into this race.
put it out for that one. And on the racetrack, I see some debris.
Pieces right there on the racetrack.
I mean, the ones on the racetrack are out of the groove, but the big chunk of metal in the middle of pit entry is
Restart.
kind of unavoidable. So, yeah, we got a caution here. And it's off Anthony Alfredo, who got caught up in that deal earlier. And there is some debris going into turn 3. All right, fair enough. Sorry, I grade my debris cautions very harshly, but that's a legit one. The 78 blew a tire. The left front went down again. I got frustrated at work the other night because I walked outside and it was hotter than holy shit at 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, dude, football starts this week. Can it cool the fuck off already? Just got here. Well, welcome. You didn't really miss anything. And again, nobody who doesn't watch me is missing anything. Let's wish this weather would cool off here. It has been an absolutely brutal summer here in North Carolina, and the almost week I spent in Texas roasting alive. I'm excited about tomorrow. So we're going to stream the race tomorrow, and I'll start another stream for the Sunday night football game, but during the race we'll be talking and watching football at the same time. IndyCar Championship race, well, I mean, championship's already been clinched, but the final race of the IndyCar season's tomorrow. Laguna Seca. Cool track.
It's going to be presented his second Astor Cup. He secured the championship last week with that win at Portland. So, the 98, Riley Herbst, their team talking about their situation.
Herbst 12th, Kligerman 15th, Brandon Jones is 5th.
You're right where you need to be. Only one more race in today's.
Who was definitely a threat to possibly steal a win, so that's why I keep mentioning Brandon Jones.
Don't be too hard on yourself. And your rhythm there, you're pretty good. So, Timmy, I love you, but we're racing 30 other cars. I want to win this race, man. Yeah, I know.
That's conversation with Riley Herbst and Timmy Fita with a spotter. And Riley, Steve, we keep hearing him say this. I'm here to win this race. Like he has gone all in on winning this race, not getting caught up in this point battle.
So, I can argue both sides of this because I like the approach of Riley Herbst.
Cowboy, I think Herbst gets in, but I think Brandon Jones has a chance to win the race, legitimately.
Today, the goal needs to be to outrun the 48 of Parker.
He's done it twice before,
This is
by hook or by crook.
This is 26 races to here, right? 25, this being race 26. So I love what
I just love that it
Riley is
worked
saying,
out.
which is,
It's like,
I want
oh,
to win
these two guys are racing each other on points. Who's behind him? Oh, Brandon Jones. He needs to win. What's the last race of the regular season? Oh, yeah, track he's won at twice.
in the end,
But yeah, give me
what I will
Herbst.
say about Riley's opinion is if he does make the playoffs is great. But if
Just
he wants
because
to
of
continue
speed. I
to
think
make
Parker's the
it
better. I said this at the top of the stream. Parker is a better driver. 98 car, 98 teams faster and better than the 48.
Of Justin Allgaier running up front, Dave.
Rick, I want to show you some video from the caution. This is Justin Allgaier after the caution came out,
The hell?
having led every lap so far, running down to the apron of the racetrack. Listen to the radio.
Left front's got a brake pad stuck under the.
Oh,
You might have got it out, but I need you to get down to the flag.
there was a brake pad stuck to the, and it's still stuck to the
Still
left
there,
front.
they're not concerned. What they don't
That's not
want
that
to
big
do
of a
is
deal.
come off and go under the tire. But when you're the leader, Rick, you pick up
Okay, it would be a big deal if it came off and went under the tire. Never mind what I said.
Stuck to the splitter.
I've seen about everything.
Well, Cowboy, the reason we didn't talk about this race is because the Xfinity playoff bubble is completely irrelevant. Because whoever barely makes the Xfinity playoffs always gets eliminated first round. So there's really not much drama in a series with a 12-car playoff with only about 13 competitive cars, you know.
We will be doing that next time.
A series with 12 guys in the playoffs and 13 competitive cars in total.
John Hunter Nemechek, again, the news. John
13 cars that are actually capable of winning altogether.
Next year, another father-son Cup Series duo.
There's
there.
definitely
Front row
classes to the Xfinity Series.
for many years.
And like I said, the A class has about 13 cars.
They have one here. I mean, there's Joe Nemechek, 2004 Kansas. And look down there in the bottom right. That is a young John Hunter with a big smile looking up at his dad holding the trophy. That's pretty cool.
You talked about the father-son combos. I mean, you think about
I like the guy next to Joe Nemechek in that picture holding up the bag of banquet frozen food for the picture. That's hilarious.
makers. A long, long list here. Interesting, you look at like Lee Petty and Richard Petty. You would never think, well, it was father-son, but sure enough, Lee Petty, Kyle Petty's grandfather, great-great-grandfather.
Wow, did you know that certain NASCAR drivers have dads? Thanks, NBC.
Pretty amazing.
I didn't know that.
Careers that we have seen from fathers and sons at the highest level of the sport. Dave, what about the driver of the 16 right now?
That's Chandler Smith.
Chandler Smith
He
is pitting
in the
here.
playoffs, and I
He looked
talked to
slow on that
Team
last run.
president Chris Rice, who was walking by, I said, "What's up with the 16?" He said, "It's blowing up." He said,
Blowing up. That makes sense because the 98 pulled to his outside and flew by him. I was like, damn, that pass was easy. The 16's got a motor laying down.
But apparently a very serious issue with the cars. He's going to make the dreaded left turn.
And he's going to the garage. He can get back in the race because it's not crash damage, but yeah.
This year, so locked into the playoffs, but not the
Chandler
way he
Smith
wants to end the
out of
regular
contention
season.
today.
Back half of this year for that team has been a tough one.
Don't ever compare me to Diet Do 180. I'm kidding. My voice ain't as high pitched and squeaky as his used to be. I haven't listened to him in a while. I used to watch his videos all the time. I kind of just fell off. I liked his videos. He just sounded like he was perpetually going through puberty. Or do we just sound similar because we're both Southern? It's been a slow first 20 laps.
Another restart. Justin Allgaier has made that outside line work for him.
So we saw Sheldon Creed earlier pick up a lot of spots. Don't think for a minute the spotters didn't notify their drivers that it worked for somebody. He's looking for more people to jump to the very top.
All in line as they go back up through the gears.
A lot of pushing. Woo. Hemrick 3 wide in the middle of Moffitt and Brandon Jones. Nice move. And it didn't stick. He's loose. Oh, Austin Hill into the left rear of the 25. Got him loose. Riley Herbst is there. He's got to check up. Here comes Kaz Gralla. Big stack up there. Allgaier holds the lead off of 4. Custer made a big run at it in 4. Oh, Mayer. Oh, look out. Great camera work, NBC. Jesus Christ, yeah. Sam Mayer got turned in front of the 91. That's 3 cautions. The 1's got a lot of damage, a lot of big-time splitter damage. That's going to kill that car. And the 91 of Weatherman's done for the day. We have attrition early in this race.
Comes through with nowhere to go. Hard, heavy damage to the front of that car.
We know there's a lot of damage to the right side of Sam Mayer's car.
Yeah, that and the splitter. He run the nose into the wall, bit that front splitter up a little bit.
I was going to say, don't let the left side of the one fuel pull you.
Yeah, that car's destroyed. The 1 car.
Our safety team immediately to Kyle Weatherman.
And this is Kansas. I mean, it's hard to
For whatever reason, this happens at Kansas. It's like a phenomenon we can't explain. Oh, man, the 1 just walled Sheldon Creed off of 4 and took himself out. Or yeah, maybe the 2 came down. It looked like to me the 1 came up into him, but they were close.
Just contact with the 91.
So is Sam Mayer
And the 91 fails his NASCAR Thunder 2003 Lightning Challenge of avoiding the wreck.
but into the passenger side door.
We have a caution. Yeah, they had a Fox moment there. Like they're looking down the front straightaway at the wreck, and the camera's panned to the right of the wreck, coming our direction. It's like, the wreck's up towards the top of the track. Want to just move that camera over a little bit. Yeah, they had a Fox moment. Everybody slips up sometimes. Like Day Day said, players fuck up. Players fuck up. It's all good. Guess I'm gonna. Well, if it's worth streaming later, I might stream GTA Online later. I feel like streaming something, but lately I haven't been inspired to stream any video games. It's kind of we're in a holding pattern until Spider-Man 2 comes out next month, I guess. That, and I've been playing my Switch a lot, and I can't stream that because I got a capture card that does not work.
NASCAR Fan Rewards is free to join. Earn points by watching races.
Yeah, I gotta say, my new schedule at the store is kind of nice because I really got burnt working the same 4 days a week in a row every week. Now I work like 3 or 4 days a week, but not all in a row. I get like a day or two off in between. It's nice.
Right now, as we're watching the NASCAR Xfinity Series Kansas Lottery 300.
Well, we talked about restarts and how important they would be. Well, check out Parker Klinger.
They're really important, all these short runs we're having.
The outside, and look what happens. He jumps to that third lane. The bottom has a problem. The 25 of Moffitt has a problem. He stacks the bottom up, and there he is rolling on the outside. Picked up 6 spots. It all happened right here. Watching Riley Herbst on that restart. It did not work out for him. He's in that bottom groove, and when that line gets checked up, watch the yellow car. Have a little
Yellow
bit of
car.
Everybody has to lift. A little bit of contact, bumper tag. Let's listen to what Riley and the team had to say.
Should have went, but Mike got it. All right, buddy. Stay in there. We're going to be fine. Small way. We are on lap 19 of 200. Let's keep it together here. You've done this before.
Don't choke, Riley. Don't let the pressure get to
His
you.
head on straight as he's analyzing every move he's making out there, and that can be a little bit problematic. And they're just trying to let him know, hey man, put that in the rearview mirror. Don't worry about it. We got another restart coming up. Trying to make it up.
Kaz Gralla and the Toyota onboard looking over at Riley Herbst before the restart.
It's such a difficult decision when you come to that choose cone, the bottom or the top. And what you're trying to do is everybody wants to start on the top. I mean, it's better, but you give up the whole row. You know, do you lose 2 or 3 spots to pick the top? And so those are decisions that you have to make. And when he said I should have trusted my gut, that's what he's talking about. Is I should have picked the outside. I should have given up a row, given up some positions, but had the preferred lane. And you know that's easy to say now. After
Nick Lotz gets the free pass, which unfortunately means he's still running.
Give up a whole row just to take the top.
And Kim, what about the 2 of Sheldon Creed running 8th right now?
Yeah, some issues for Sheldon Creed. The team told him the rear bumper cover is broken. They were going to bring him down to fix it, but they think it's hanging on enough that they can make it to the end of stage 1. Then when they do stop, they'll try and get some Veribon on there, but issues early.
Speaking of not being able to catch a break, Sheldon Creed, his entire Xfinity Series career so far.
Bar is bent down.
How does Mott Snyder have a win, but Sheldon Creed doesn't?
That angle, it's hard to tell how that happened, whether the 2 hits the ball first or whether the 1 arrow-wise forces the 2 into the fence. But you can see that bumper bar right there.
Yeah, broken bumper bar. That's not going to really hurt much.
I think you'll be okay, guys.
He's okay as long as the right side's fine. The right side is the most important part of the car arrow-wise.
The bumper bar being bent down there shouldn't be much concern as long as it's not moving, shaking, looking like it's about to come off.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it'll hurt it arrow-wise. Maybe a push on a restart could get maybe a little sideways, but if they were that far to your left rear, it's probably not going to be good either way.
Most of this race has been under caution. Remember when I said at the start, I hope it's a quick one. Not exactly on pace for a quick one.
See, so far they've split. That's the first car. Sheldon was the first car. He could have gone to the bottom, but he didn't. He went to the top and gave up a row. And those are decisions you have to make, and we know why Creed's done it. We saw him pick up spots by running the top. We also saw him hit the wall by running the top, but he just feels like he can be on offense in turn 1 on the outside.
Dave, we saw the 16 of Chandler Smith in the garage as well. What are they trying to do?
Ricky's staying behind the wheel for right now. They've replaced every spark plug on this 8-cylinder engine. They've replaced the spark plug wires and anything else that they can replace easily and quickly. And then it's a fire it up and see if it goes. And if it doesn't go, that's the day.
Sounds to me like they think they're maybe down a cylinder, and but if you're going to take the top half of the engine apart, start looking at valve springs, you're all done. You got to go in the hauler. But you change the spark plugs. Not only see if the spark plug is an issue, but look at the spark plug, and you'll actually see some aluminum or something on the spark plug. Let you know that that's
Cowboy, I saw a fan at the Xfinity race in the stands at Darlington last week wearing a Sheldon Creed shirt, a Sheldon Creed hat, what looked like the same glasses, and he had the same. He looked like Sheldon Creed. He looked identical to Sheldon Creed. It was like his twin. So he's obviously a fan of the guy because he looks like him. Because Dylan pointed out to him, I was like, holy shit, that guy does look like Sheldon Creed.
So once again, it's Allgaier and Custer.
I didn't think to take a picture. I'm not a pictures guy. I'm a live in the moment kind of guy. So I never think to take a picture of anything. Green flag. A lot more tame on this restart towards the front. Mid-pack is another story. Top 10 or so. Pretty chill.
Has the advantage into one, but now the momentum coming back for the 7 of Allgaier.
Josh Berry had
Wow.
an issue there on the inside.
Whoa, big stack up. 4 wide. Custer really working hard to make that bottom work. Just a little too loose, and here comes Nemechek to take advantage. And Allgaier gets away with the lead.
John Hunter Nemechek in the 20 now, looking for second.
Nemechek almost hit the grass there on the front stretch. I was expecting the left front to just explode.
This is where the battle is. This is very intense right here. Riley Herbst getting underneath Jeff Burton.
Josh Berry lost a lot of spots here on this last lap. Josh Berry's back to like 15th.
Lose on the bottom. He's going to have to really drive into 3 hard.
Klickerman's 8th.
Is Josh Berry behind him in the 8? Jeff Burton.
Well ahead of Herbst, who's struggling in traffic right now.
And now Riley's sort of stuck on the bottom. They're ganging up on him on the outside. He's going to have to find a way to get back to the top.
And everybody's starting to migrate towards the top. The fast cars at the front are going to the top.
Going to go up the racetrack right here. Not going to quite clear the 45, but he's going to try to fall in line.
It's the iRacing Kansas line. The only line at Kansas and iRacing that works.
Circle.com on board.
Rajah Caruth in the 45 doing a good job.
Around earlier in practice.
Lou! Thought Herbst was going to take him out right as I'm complimenting him.
Left rear quarter panel.
Close one.
Fight right here, there. Let's see if Riley can clear him into 1. If he can, then he might can get by Josh Berry as well.
There's Riley Herbst showing a little bit more speed. Currently running in the 16th spot.
And Parker Kligerman on that restart, he did a great job. He gained a spot, so he's in 8th. Riley's all the way back in 15th.
And you see on the lower left of your screen the playoff bubble where they're running.
Kligerman has a 12-point advantage for now. Would be double that if it didn't get spun by Mayer last week at Darlington.
Car has a little issue right here. Parker Kligerman has to check up just a little
Oh,
bit. It's
that was
really
closer than I thought it was.
into the left rear quarter panel. Great move. Right here. Oh, there's contact. Good job by Parker there. This is the hard racing off of turn 4 there for position.
It's only 60 with all the cautions. It's only 16 laps to go in this stage. 15 now, so can Kligerman hang on and get stage points?
Riley Herbst not running in the top 10, so wouldn't receive stage points. Running 15th as we see Brandon Jones moving toward the front.
Yeah, Brandon's been kind of running around the top 6 the whole race.
Brandon Jones deploying his usual
Thing for the top 4.
Kansas strategy, hang around, run top 5, and wait for the leaders to take each other out. He's on pace
Just behind these two.
to be in position for that to happen later on. And based on the way Custer's car was swinging loose and Allgaier's car is loose, and just the general way that Nemechek likes to race people, I'd say it's possible. Just stay in that top 5.
Moffitt's going to get by, and the 98 of Herbst is going to have some good momentum here. Herbst staying just a little bit low there to keep some air on the nose. The 10 car with an issue, though.
Hemrick looked slow down the backstretch.
You know, the 16 had a problem. Now the 10 car may be slowing down.
16's back on track.
Straightaway, another engine problem possible.
Collie might be losing another motor. Look how slow the 10 looks.
It looks like it
Straightaway speed has got to be at like 85%.
full speed, so that tells me that whatever the issue was on the 16, they have found a remedy. The 10, though, continues to be off the pace.
How many laps down is Chandler? He was in and out of the garage pretty quickly.
Is being scored 13 laps down, but he's back on the
13
racetrack.
laps
Now
down.
his teammate, Daniel Hemrick, seems to be having
Allgaier, Nemechek, Custer, the class of the field for now.
Cracked windshield on.
We'll have to do so. Well, you know, that would be good to do for the championship race because Phoenix fucking sucks, and we're going to need to do something to make it interesting. And, yeah, the 10 is half speed going down the backstretch now into 3. So, colleague, don't bring these motors back. Whatever you did, don't bring them back. I can't believe the 10 didn't come to pit road there. Look how slow he looks, and he just completely bypassed pit road. Hemrick did not pit. He is like caution car speed under green and chose not to pit. He had plenty of time. He was on the apron. Nobody around him. He could have pitted. Brandon Jones, 4th place. Just past Sammy Smith with 10 to go here. Down on the apron again. Please pit this time. You should have pitted last time, but you didn't. Now he's getting on the apron. I think the 10's going to pit this time. What was the 10's point situation? He couldn't have been that much better than the cut line guys. I think he was like just ahead of them, like him and Creed. Stopped really short. Dude, just go to the garage. Tell him to go to the garage. He went to the wrong pit box. He went to, I think he went to the wrong pit box. He went to the 11 pit box. Yeah, that's your pit box. Yeah, he went to the wrong pit box. He went to the 11 instead of the 10. Easy mistake to make.
Something on the left side, so you wonder if it's a battery issue. The battery in these cars, that looked like a battery, the blue area coming over pit wall.
I think maybe it's a battery issue.
In front of the left rear tire, and Hemrick missed his stall because he went to the 11 stall. He normally drives.
Yeah, he's playoff ready.
Switch for colleague. I would have swapped the signs back. They better have that conversation for next week. And on track, Riley Herbst is closing in on the
Herbst is about to be 10th. Kligerman is 7th.
Here in 6 more laps when stage 1 comes to a finish.
Yeah, Riley Herbst is really fast.
He's got a good car. He got, you know, used up on a lot of restarts and unfortunately picked the wrong line. Paid the price for it, but he's pretty fast. As fast or faster in the 48, but the 48 was in the right line 2 restarts in a row. And that's the difference. Sam Mayer's out of the race. Nemechek's catching Allgaier for the lead, 5 to go. We're going to have a stage win battle here. Nemechek trying to get to the left rear of the 7. Allgaier loose off of 4. You see that slide? Lap car ahead. Nemechek's going to make this pass fairly easily. Oh, he cleared him at the end of the front stretch. That little slide by Allgaier. Oh, and Allgaier packing air on him. Get him loose. Oh, my God. Come on. Stage 1, guys. Jesus.
Move him around.
Dive bomb into 3. Holy hell, that ain't going to stick. As loose as Allgaier is, that ain't sticking.
That's not going to work.
Custer's going to come around past him now if you don't get up there.
0-0, Cole Custer into the back.
Loose again off of 4. Allgaier.
Only
3 to go.
laps to go now as
Custer looking for a way around.
Cole's to the
Nemechek
outside,
should win this
now
stage easily now.
the top of the racetrack.
3 to go.
Big momentum for the 0-0 now. He's going to pass from the outside. Justin's going back to third place here.
Allgaier falls all the way back to third.
Right there.
Run that high line, 2 free on entry, 2 tight middle.
There you go. There's the
2 free on
problem.
entry, 2
The
title
balance
middleman. It looks
7.
loose off of the corner as
Carter's
well.
gonna win away
2 to go.
here at the end of the stage.
Riley Herbst picks up another spot. He's 9th. He passed Derek Kraus. That's another point.
Of Derek Kraus. That's another spot. Another point.
48's close to the 21, but I don't think he's going to be able to pass him for 6th.
Riley Herbst has moved up to 9th.
That was a great battle for the lead. It was a lot of fun to watch. Riley Herbst is fast. They got to find a way to do better on restarts.
Riley Herbst 0.2 of a second faster.
One to go.
Than Parker Kligerman.
Yeah, that was with a pass. So, like, this next lap is going to be really fast for Riley Herbst. So, he's run the 2 car down. John Hunter Nemechek rolling.
John Hunter got really loose there in 2.
Stretch for the final time of stage 1.
Parker Kligerman's going to have an opportunity at another spot, possibly. Right on the back bumper of the 21 car. For 6th place.
John Hunter Nemechek out of turn 4, and he will win.
Herbst and Kligerman are each closing in on the car in front of them, trying to get one more spot.
Allgaier. We see Austin.
Oh, Austin Hill got loose. Kligerman's going to get an extra point. Wow.
He does.
6th place. I didn't think he was going to get there, but the 21 was swinging loose.
Riley Herbst
Kligerman
finishes
6th,
in
Herbst 9th.
Kligerman in 6th. So the first battle
That was a
won by Parker Kligerman.
crazy stage 1.
Able to get a couple more points than Riley Herbst as they fight for that final spot in the playoffs.
Why is Kansas so chaotic when all the other mile and a halves? I mean, like, yeah, you know, the racing at the mile and a halves in general has been greatly improved. But even before we went to the new car, Kansas was always just a shit show. Pretty much since the repave at the end of 2012. So, I'm back. I'm a little thirsty. I'll have to probably step out again and grab a drink. So how embarrassed should the Falcons be if they lose to a shitty team like the Panthers tomorrow? Pretty bad, right?
Brought to you by Credit One Bank, the credit card company, and by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Fans in the infield having a good time. The win in stage 1 by John Hunter Nemechek gives him another playoff point.
I'm just trying to find out where they were, because that's, man, looks like the
That's
place to go hang out right there. They were a good time. Yeah, right there.
I see them in turns 1 and 2.
Look at them. It's a nice little set. That's an A+. Really?
What's the stuffed animal there on the front?
Well, Rick, there's certain things we're just going to let be. Is that a Nebraska N on the side?
It was.
Oh,
I
right.
know.
It's been a rough day for
It
Nebraska.
was a tough day, but Buffalo's getting the advantage there.
It's unusual.
And on their way to pit road, and first to you will be Kim.
Top left, Parker Kligerman, the first goal of the day, gets stage points. That was accomplished. P6 in that stage. Parker
Did you like the bewildered body language of the 11 team when Daniel Hemrick pulled into their pit stall? They're like, should we do something?
Also in with a wedge adjustment. He said he needed help on the top lane, Dave.
2 stage points, hard fought for Riley Herbst. He'll get adjustments on his car, but he said, don't take too long. I'd rather have the track position. He gets Goodyear tires on all 4 corners. So does John Hunter Nemechek. Another stage win for him. His car was not bad, pretty close. Let's see where they come off pit road.
Custer wins the race off pit road. Barely. Custer will be the new leader.
So Kligerman's going to lose his spot.
Kligerman and Herbst come out 7th and 8th.
A couple. And first pit stall.
Little slow on the right side for the 20. They had the first pit stall, so they still almost ended up keeping the lead anyway. But so what's the deal? Does Clemson suck now or what? Colorado fans stormed the field after beating winless, unranked Nebraska. Oh, I gotta sneeze, boy. Ugh.
Right now is playoff number
Why does sneezing feel so good and so bad at the same time?
World Championship playoffs from Z-Max Dragway in Concord, North
Well, Cowboy, would you rather see drunk fans or all the little children on the Fox broadcast that they constantly zoom in on?
Peacock. And then the championship, September 23rd. That's from the LA Coliseum. That will be on USA. Yesterday, Ty Gibbs went over to check out what was happening here at Z-Max and was able to hang out with his North Carolina friend.
Did he convert them to Jesus when he went over there?
Monster Energy drivers.
Nemechek, Custer, Sammy Smith, Allgaier, Kligerman, Brandon Jones.
Well, for young Sammy Smith, he's been involved in wrecks the last 6 races. So this team took this
18's going to get wrecked on this restart. They're jinxing him.
In fact, crew chief Jeff Mendering told me they talked about everything from restarts to
He's going to get
pit
pinned
stops
down in
to
turn
putting
1
yourself in the best
and
situation
spun out
and
from
avoiding
somebody taking the air off his right side.
situations. It's paid off so far. They qualified in the 2nd position. Dave finished that stage 1 in P5.
Riley Herbst grabbed a couple of stage points, and I would describe his emotions right now as slightly annoyed. Listen.
What do you need help with on the restarts? I just need, I think, myself to calm down, everybody else to calm down. Just need to take a step back.
Why is Raleigh so on edge? Just relax, bro.
Calm on restart.
You got the
Let's see
faster
how he
car. Just go do it. Chill.
I'm not sure that's a possibility here in Kansas. Call it a restart. We're about to
Yeah,
find out.
restarts are kind of a
We've seen
shit show and survival of the fittest, but you got a fast car. You'll get it. Chill out.
Stage 2 underway. Sheldon Creed out of line.
There's the 18 getting loose on the bottom, like I said.
Get a couple more positions.
It's all clean at the front.
100 even check out in front of Custer. And it's Allgaier. Brandon Jones in the 9 running in that 4th spot.
Oh, yeah, he's basically just NASCAR Jesus, so.
Comes Austin Hill in the 21. Goes to the inside of his teammate. Sheldon Creed in the 2.
Austin and his team talked about their car. Not really 100% in love with how the car drove in practice, but we've always seen this from them. They figure out a way to close these races out, finish strong. Right now, kind of battling in the backside of the top 10.
Allgaier for second.
Goes there for Sammy
Nemechek's
Smith.
building a gap.
Brandon
These two were
Jones.
side drafting the hell out of each other.
Just Allgaier trying to get around this double zero on the bottom.
Allgaier's car is still a little too free.
Here in turn 1 and 2.
You really see it there in the center.
Custer had the momentum down the back straightaway. Justin maybe try to slow him down here. Can't do it. This bottle works on newer tires. Just the shortest way around the racetrack. Everybody's going to go to the top on older tires. Just easier to make speed, but with a lot of grip in the race car. The way it is right now, you just want to run the bottom if you can. Parker Kligerman.
What
48 car
Kligerman say?
to get into the top 5 from Brandon Jones.
He's 6. Herbst is 10th.
Parker did a good job in stage 1 to get up into that top 10, but they seem to have improved this car.
Here comes Sammy Smith again in the 18, trying to get by Cole Custer. Custer's fallen back now from that 2nd spot. Allgaier's taking it over.
Yeah, see, Custer's already committed to the top. 2 guys out front are still running the bottom of the racetrack.
John Hunter Nemechek out front. It was announced earlier this week he would be driving for Legacy Motor Club in 2024. Junior, Jeff, when you guys knew that information ahead of time, how much of a relief was it to finally get it out there that you were going to race at the highest level?
Well, it's a relief, but mostly it's excitement, right? You know this information, and you cannot wait to tell the world.
Don't ever get your hopes up.
It's not so much that it's, over your shoulder.
Who would the tiebreaker go to? Would that be average finish?
Thrilled to let everyone know. And so
Wouldn't tiebreaker be average finish or something?
finally get to share that information gives you a good energy.
It's not out of the realm of possibility that they tie.
To your point, Rick, you can just focus on this 20 car and this team and finishing strong with them. But that's some great news that you can't wait to let everyone know about.
Herbst is losing a spot to Austin Hill here, 9th place.
It's not easy to do.
98 is loose.
It did not take long for Riley Herbst to go from, all right, let's, kind of try to be calm, to now it's so loose he can't control it.
Well, let's remind everybody. Well, what did you do? A couple things. The first stage had start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. So that balance of the race car is going to change dramatically with those 3 or 4 cycles on the tires. Now, this set of tires right here, if you see Davin or Steve, the crew chief right there in the bottom left. Now this one, you basically have a pit stop, one pace lap, we fire off and go green. So now he talks about the left rear feeling like it has no air. That doesn't surprise me, Jeff. If you are low on
Allgaier's catching Nemechek. He got away from Custer. Custer's falling back to Sammy Smith.
They've had great long run speed, but I think they're hurting too much on the short run.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. They did have great long run speed. And
Oh, Custer blew a tire.
looked like he ran over something. There was something. We saw smoke fly.
Did the caution come out before that for the debris? Wow.
Yeah. Look at the damage on the right front.
The wall.
Custer run over debris. The NASCAR's like, debris caution, put it out, and then somebody hits the debris.
I saw smoke come out of the car. I just happened to look over there, and let's go back and see what happened. Everything looks fine going down the front straightaway. Drives into turn one.
Yeah, slow it down. I can't see if he... Oh, yeah, he hit something. Big chunk of debris in the middle of 1 and 2, and Custer hit it. Right as they threw the caution for that debris, he was hitting it and blew the tire.
Right there.
Oh, my God. That's unfortunate.
I don't know what that was, but everything's fine. And then whatever it is...
I thought it was weird. I'm like, damn, the caution came out, and then he wrecked. He just hit a tire carcass. Well, to be fair, they threw the caution for it.
He hits it, and that's the damage on the front nose.
It was like, caution out. Boom!
The double zero turns right.
Tore a chunk out of the right front.
Caution didn't come out quick enough.
He's going to kill that arrow.
As debris was
He had a good car.
there, you see it. That is a tire carcass. Kip.
And a very frustrated Cole Custer. He knew exactly what he ran over, shared his displeasure with the team on the radio. You see them right now diagnosing that right front where he caught that tire on the track. But Cole Custer not happy, said there should have been a caution.
One less car between Brandon Jones and upsetting the playoffs.
Now, I believe the caution was
This Custer was one of the three that I don't think Jones has a chance at beating straight up today.
You know, but definitely before. To Cole's point, NASCAR had put the yellow on the racetrack almost at the same time as the double zero entered.
Double Zettel.
I would be frustrated as
Yeah, they were probably about 15 seconds too late on that caution.
crazy, right? Because you said
Because it probably should have came out before the leaders ever hit turn one. Because Custer was, what, third? And he hit it, so it should have come out before the leaders ever got over there.
There's no way
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, though. It's done now. So was their race, most likely. Well, their competitive part of the race is probably done.
Go back.
so. This is the 51.
It's off of Jeremy Clement's car.
Right there. You look at the right rear tires coming off that car.
So the caution should have came out the moment the tire carcass comes off the 51.
Yeah.
And there's nobody on the same straightaway as him when that happens.
And if you're Cole Custer, yeah, you expect NASCAR to see that. And now he's committed. There's no missing it. Had he been able to see it approaching the
Wow, John Hunter barely missed it.
no possible way he could have seen it.
It was right there.
Change his
Holy
mind.
crap.
Go in between the 20.
Yeah, what's amazing is that those two drivers right there went around it.
Yeah, Custer and Allgaier and Nemechek barely missed it. Nemechek was running the wall. Allgaier was like half a lane down.
So it comes off the 51 of Jeremy Clements. The double zero.
That's shitty. Ain't no other word for that. Shitty. Garrett Smithley, free pass. Cole Custer should sue NASCAR for emotional damage. And they just said Custer's done for the day. So they DNF because NASCAR didn't throw a caution till about 20 seconds after, 30 seconds after. They should have.
Coming up tomorrow on USA, it's countdown to green for the second race of first round of playoffs. Last week, Kyle Larson was able to win at Darlington, so he won his way into the round of 12. Can someone do it tomorrow? That'll be at 3 o'clock, and then wrap it up on NASCAR American Post race show just after the checkered flags on USA and Peacock.
Well, we saw Cole Custer hit that tire carcass. Well, here's the leader, John Hunter Nemechek, in the second.
God, I wish John Hunter had hit it.
I mean, I don't know if this is lucky or good, but there's the tire carcass right there, and these cars split it. The 20 to the top and the 7 to the bottom. Unfortunately,
Would have been really funny if Nemechek hit it.
27 laps to go. It'll be 26 after the green flag.
We got another restart.
In stage 2.
Survive.
To the outside, John Hunter Nemechek. Allgaier on the inside. Green flag back in the air.
Parker spun the tires, and Herbst almost wrecked him. He spun the tires, and now Herbst is losing spots again. Herbst is not even at speed, and cars are flying by him. And the 98's in the wall. What the hell?
Very slow on the track.
Kligerman spun the tire. Oh, the 98's right front's down. Oh, hell. That's a lot of damage.
Coming out of the right side.
And is the 48 okay? Did he get up to speed, or did he just... Wow. Well, congratulations, Parker. Much like Reddick last week at Darlington, his own mistake saves his race. Because Herbst is pitting under green with right front damage.
The difference right here of Herbst making the playoffs or not.
Well,
No caution came out. He's on
I
pit
picked
road.
Herbst because of the car he's in. I was wrong.
Dave.
And you can see it there. It is on the right side.
Kligerman's still in the top 10 with a shot at stage points here in a little bit.
For Kligerman last
For the
week,
second stage in a row.
this week for Riley Herbst, and this time the restart was a different issue for Riley, but that's been his thing all day. These restarts are not good for him. They'll check the rest of the damage on this 98, see if he can claw back again like he did at the end of stage 1.
Now they're taking the time to make sure that it's clearanced enough that the fresh tire won't just go flat when they go back out.
No caution for any of that. Which really sucks for the 98. They're going to need to put some bare bond on that right front, but they probably don't have the time right now.
You see the 48?
Sammy Smith, third, pressure and Allgaier. They're showing a replay of the restart, and Kligerman just didn't go.
Looks like maybe a missed shift, Jeff.
And the 98 ran into him and blew his own tire.
At about that time, he did show and got into the back of him. Let's watch it here. See right there. But he was, the 48 was dropping back some, but you know, maybe he didn't get it in gear cleanly on the downshift. Very hard to tell.
So John Hunter Nemechek leads Allgaier.
Yeah,
by
that was,
3 car lengths.
once again, this race is insane.
Back out on the racetrack now.
Last 69.
He's 2 laps down, so and it's really hard because with the limited tires in Xfinity, the leaders just don't pit a lot, so you really can't even take the wave around. It's going to be a tough battle from here for the 98.
Now they can panic. He was saying don't panic earlier. Now you can panic.
We don't want to give up hope on Riley Herbst making the playoffs. Parker Kligerman right now still running.
I'd be telling Parker we just have to not beat ourselves now. The 98's screwed because of us, so don't do anything stupid.
John Hunter Nemechek, Allgaier, and Smith.
Just be worried, though, that Brendan Jones is fourth.
Right along with Parker one more time on this restart.
Watch his hand, his right hand. See what he does with the shifter here. Like he didn't get it all the way into gear. quick enough to avoid what happened right there with Herbst.
And the 98's coming around to lap him. Unless 98 or the 98 already passed him. Yeah, it looks like he already did.
Moving the handle forward, and it just cannot fall into gear. It's just rushing that shift.
Interested to see if they've already talked to Parker yet. If anything has been relayed, Patrick.
I'd already be telling him.
Where everybody's running.
Yeah, just have to be very careful because remember, now the 98 has fresher tires. Can he get at least back to only one lap down with the remaining 19 laps of this stage? That'll be important. The other thing is the fourth place car is Brandon Jones, the must-win car. Or there are a few, but he's the one we thought had the best chance. He has shown up with reasonable speed, one or two adjustments, and he perhaps could have winning speed. Dave.
And see, if you think back to what the summer's been like for Riley Herbst, there was a time when he was not at all in trouble for making the playoffs, but that black 98 car went through a series of issues, some mechanical, some on track. In fact, they replaced the car chief after the disaster at Daytona where he had a mechanical issue on lap 1. So they've overcome a lot. Like you said, very tough with the way this Xfinity Series racing works to get back from 2 laps down. Now it's up to Riley to keep his head in the game, just do what he can on track.
Let's listen in to the 48 radio. What kind of messages have been relayed?
So there's some information about the 98, but how crazy is it that the 48 has the issue and the 98 is the car that runs into him? I mean, it's just, you can't write a story that bad.
Okay, maybe don't fully panic, but panic a little. Well, this battle.
Going on for the last several laps. I've been watching it. Jim Burton in the 27, racing his teammate in the 31.
Caution. Oh, Brandon Jones just spun off the 4. Through the grass. Didn't hit anything. Hopefully he can get out of the grass without tearing it up. And he does. Caution. So that's bad for Riley. He couldn't race back to just get to 1 lap down. He's now trapped 2 down. So, yeah, now might be time to panic. Now you're stuck 2 laps down. Because he couldn't get the 1 back before this caution came out, I'm pretty sure.
6 cautions already. 16 laps still to go in stage 2.
Yeah, just pushing really hard, trying to find some speed, and just asking a little bit too much out of the car, and around it goes. This is the part you get nervous about when that front splitter hits the grass, but it looks like it rolled over top of it pretty good. Not much damage, if any.
Big challenge for the 9 now is if
and we have a caution.
What do you do about
Brandon Jones beating himself again, like he's done all season.
If they feel like they can stay on this set with 15 laps to go on the stage.
Yeah, he's had a lot of bad luck this year, but I've never thought much of Brandon Jones as a driver.
You're going to be a set behind the cars. You're going to be racing for the win.
Something else here, Steve, that happens is that Jeremy Clemens was a 1 lap down. He'll get
Jeremy. It's Jeremy. Jeff Burton added an extra syllable to Jeremy Clemens' name. Jeremy.
And Brandon Jones may be getting away with not a lot of damage on that incident. The interesting thing is when I talked to Brandon this morning, he felt like this was a place you could get aggressive without too much.
It's going to cost him a set of tires, unfortunately, for the 9. They're going to restart here with about 10 to go at least, and have to run 10 laps on this set. Everybody else will stay out here.
Pit road was closed when he came, but obviously by spinning, he's going to start at the back of the pack anyway.
Yeah, the leaders, they would love to have tires, but it just goes back to the tire limit. They can't put an extra set on here, so you just have to kind of ride this set of tires to the end of the stage.
Cole Custer now out of the infield care center, standing by with Kim.
Yeah, that's right, Rick. After he hit a tire carcass, could anything have been done differently in that situation?
I don't know. I don't want to put blame on anybody. I don't know if it's just dumb luck or if I should be mad at NASCAR. I don't know how long it was sitting out there, but it just sucks, Like I was committed into the corner to try and I was gonna carry a bunch of speed in there.
Once he realizes how long that was sitting there, he'll be mad.
Sitting right washing up into, so it just sucks. I saw it, two car lengths before I was into it, and it just was too late. I couldn't miss it. So we had a fast car though. Our guys have been working all year trying to find that little bit of speed that we need, and I think we had it today. Just needed to balance a little bit better, but I think we're going to have a really good fight coming into the playoffs here. I'm really happy with these Haas and Mason Ford Mustangs, and hopefully give them a good run at it.
So the good news is the playoffs don't start till next week, but the bad news, maybe a momentum killer. How do you reset and refocus for Bristol?
I mean, honestly, I'll see this as a momentum gain. I mean, I think this has been one of our best mile-and-a-half races this year where I feel like we could have competed for a win. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a good playoff run here.
Great perspective.
Not a momentum killer. It was just bad luck. They were fast. NASCAR has a sloth in race control today.
Double duty. He's going to run in the Cup Series race tomorrow. So unfortunate ending to the regular season for Cole Custer, though.
Oh, football. What? Football.
It's Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys visiting Barkley, and the New York Giants. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football.
Don't even give Daniel Jones a mention. That's how mid he is.
You got a favorite there? I know you're not a Giants fan.
I think the Cowboys tomorrow night.
Cowboys, though?
You can't cheer for either of them, Rick. I mean, as a Patriots fan, I think they take your card away if you cheer for... You can't cheer for the Giants, for sure. The 98 is going to use this opportunity to work on the right front fender. I like this decision, right? They're on their own lap. They're 2 laps down.
Where the Patriots are going to get their shit stomped by Philadelphia tomorrow.
Let's talk about the pathway back. There's one car in front of him, 1 lap down. He's 2 laps down. If we get another quick yellow, that car will get the free pass, and now Herbst will be next up at the stage end. If we don't get a yellow, then it's gambling, but that's what the 98 is going to have to do. He could stay out at the end of the stage, take the wave round. Everybody's going to pit. So this is those times, we talk a lot about crew chiefing a car to win. And adjustments, 2 tires, 4 tires, how do you make your car better? But the amount of studying these crews have to do to understand these situations sometimes are even more complicated. How do you put the puzzle together from here to get back onto the lead lap?
So while that crew is working on the 98, Dave, let's talk a little bit about the 27 of Jeff Burton.
He's having a good day right now, running 12th. We showed that battle earlier with him and his teammate Parker Retzlaff. And he's got an interested bystander today as well. You know, his dad, Ward Burton, started the Ward Burton Wildlife Foundation to do a lot of different things with conservation, and they also do
conservation. That's what Ward Burton would say.
Tim Story, who served our country in the Army the National Guard, right? Yep. And the cool thing that Ward's foundation did this week was they made a match with an emotional dog. What do we call those, Tim? I'm sorry. An emotional companion? An emotional support animal. Support animal. Yeah, I couldn't get the words out. And that is Liberty. So Liberty and Tim met everybody earlier today, and they've spent their time together this first week. And after today,
look at the doggo.
We'll go home with Tim to support him at his home. So first of all, thanks for serving our country. How are you enjoying your time here at Kansas?
It's unbelievable. It's a dream come true. I'm so blessed to be here, and I got to thank Jeb and the Ward Burton Wildlife Foundation. They've done just an incredible job, rolling out the red carpet, and it's just, I'm beyond words. I'm speechless, really.
What do you think of Liberty?
She's 11-month-old golden retriever, and she's just a wonderful companion.
And she's going to be there for Tim as he works his life post-serving our country.
Shit like this is awesome, but it's also very awkward when they glorify it on television. And put a camera in front of somebody's face who's clearly not comfortable talking.
So, yep, thanks, Ward Burton Foundation. And
because PR.
For Jeff Burton.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. These cars racing hard over the last several laps. 39. It's going to get up
Oh,
here.
Jeb. What the hell?
More contact right there. That's when I thought the 27 was going to get spun around. They got to racing each other again.
Hang
Several
on there,
laps later,
Jeb.
contact. I'm sure Jeb wasn't real happy with that, but kept us cool when they got side by side later on, a few laps later. That battle back from 15th through 22nd, it is fierce. It's intense.
Well, Jeff, 15th through 22nd. How about 1 through 30? I mean, on these restarts.
Hey, didn't Connor Mosack win the ARCA race yesterday? Which just shows you how easy it is to win an ARCA race. Gibbs front row, JRM second row. Creed 3 wide to the top immediately again with a push from Kligerman, who now goes back in line. So Creed's run will stall. 3 wide for third. Austin Hill poking his nose in the top 5.
Kligerman stuck in the middle right there.
Down to the apron. 21-7, fighting for position. That's for third. Sammy Smith running second. Josh Berry
Piece of debris just come off the 18. What was that?
gets the back bumper of the 7.
I'm worried about debris now after that earlier caution.
Josh Berry's had a good comeback, struggled early in the race. We saw him get really loose, stack everybody up. Now he's got his car much better, racing his teammate for third, Dave.
Burton, they went to work on it. At his worst, he was 15th and fallen way back into the clutches of the middle of the pack. But they went to work on it. At one point, it was insanely tight. Then it got just a little bit free, and now you can see what he's doing, trying to run down his teammate here for third.
That's a lift a little bit right there. Got a little tight on the corner exit. This is the kind of track Josh Berry's been really good on these mile-and-a-halves. Places to get slick. Tires go away really quickly. That's where he seemed to excel. See that great run he got off turn 4. To the inside here.
Josh Berry fast all of a sudden.
Tried to side draft him there to pull the 7 back. It didn't work. Now he goes back to work trying to get beside it. Here comes the 48 of Parker
Kligerman 7th. Herb's still 2 laps down, unless he took away for. Oh, no, he couldn't take. Everybody pitted, so yeah, he's still 2 laps down. Sorry, zoning out over here. Thinking about tomorrow.
Moffitt in the 25, Derek Kraus in the 11.
See, Derek just drove straight to the bottom of the racetrack. Moffitt's going to get a run on corner exit. What's he going to do with it? Jumps to the inside. Kraus going to try to slow him down into the corner. Just barely got him slowed down enough to stay on his right side. Now he's got the preferred spot coming off turn 4.
Derek Kraus, 22 years old. Now he was the youngest driver to win in the ARCA Midwest Tour back in 2016. Kim, what about Moffitt?
He was the most confident this morning when I talked to him that he's been all year before a race. He said his success here gives him the confidence boost that he otherwise wouldn't have. Right now, the car rolls over the right rear just a little bit too much. Feels like it's a little on the splitter. Otherwise, has really good outright speed for Moffitt, who runs in the 9th position.
And now he'll be under attack again from the 16 of Chandler Smith. Chandler's 13 laps down to the field. Had an issue earlier with the garage.
5 to go here.
Great battle right here. That's the 19 of Joe Graff Jr. in that black car.
Oh, look out. Joe Graff in the 19.
27.
Not able to crack the top 10 today in a Gibbs car.
43 in the 26. Kaz Gralla in the 26 on the inside. The 43 is Ryan Ellis on the outside. Look at that. I mean, there is no space.
Free fill top, outside, outside, no hold, outside, no hold.
Look at how tight this is. It's like a hornet's nest. Ryan Sieg trying to figure out a way. Can't get by Gralla. Burton running that high line, then Ellis behind him.
My God. And they're racing for about 12th, so I can't even knock them. I only make fun of guys when they're racing hard for like 25th or worse. This is like just outside the top 10, and they're all over each other. And now Josh Williams is in this battle. It's a 5-car battle now. Kaz Gralla's coming out on top here for now. Well, it's shown over and over again, Kaz Gralla, he can get the most out of a pretty mid car. Ooh, loose. From Sieg with a push from Jeb Burton. Yeah, 12th to 16th. Sieg's going to get loose here. Gave Gralla plenty of room.
John Hunter Nemechek trying to sweep the stages. Get another playoff point. Put himself in position for another win, possibly. John Hunter already the winningest driver in the Xfinity Series.
1 to go in stage 2. Nemechek piling up the points.
For stage 2.
It's been a big week. You mentioned it earlier, announced that he's going cup racing next year. 5 wins is the type of year you want to have, but he definitely wants to make a run into the playoffs. Sammy Smith in second, another Jokic Racing entry, so the Toyotas definitely have really good pace right behind them. Allgaier and Berry both out of Junior Motorsports, and then 2 RCR cars with Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed.
Stage 2 winner, John Hunter Nemechek.
Nemechek swept the stages. Sammy Smith second, Allgaier third, Berry fourth, Austin Hill fifth. Creed, Kligerman 7th, Derek Krause 8th, Parker Retzlaff, Brett Moffitt 10th. Some overachievers here in the bottom half of the top 10. Get me copyrighted. You know that song get copyrighted. Once I rose above the noise and confusion, Mr. Kiddick lives beyond this illusion. Fudge. Patriots are retiring Tom Brady's jersey this Sunday. Well, I mean, you knew they would eventually. I guess I shouldn't be surprised they're getting to it so quickly because Robert Kraft has a huge heart-on for Tom Brady. Can't blame him, though. I'd like to ignore the Tom Brady Tampa Bay Buccaneers chapter of his career because it was fucking insufferable and annoying.
Sounds so simple, right? Yeah. 5 lug nuts on either side, just nice and easy.
As soon as shit gets hard in New England, go to a loaded team in Tampa Bay. Woohoo! Let them carry your ass to a Super Bowl, and then you'll get all the credit.
Great day for Sammy Smith. Top left said it started off neutral, but built free. Otherwise, really likes the car. Thinks it's going to be good on the long run. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel. Slight adjustment there, as you see the chassis adjustment on the 18. That just to give more rear stability. Also needing rear stability, Parker Kligerman said it was better that run. Sliding the rears, need more stability there. Turns good though. 4 fresh tires, adjustment and fuel.
Goodyear tires for stage sweeper John Hunter Nemechek as well. That may be the only adjustment. He said it's pretty good. I'd be happy staying again and not making any. As for the 7 of Justin Allgaier, his car was very loose. Air pressure adjustment to try to correct.
John Hunter, Sammy Smith, Austin Hill, Sheldon Creed. Allgaier loses 2 spots.
Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed
Josh Berry lost 3.
2 spots as Allgaier drops 2.
Junior Motorsports really not getting it done on pit road there.
A couple spots also. So as the Xfinity drivers coming off of pit road, tomorrow, the Cup Series. It's race 2 of the first round of the playoffs right here at Kansas.
Here comes Denny Hamlin. They're side by side. Larson presses below again. Whoa, Herring gets into Larson. Larson's in the fence. Hamlin will make the move. Larson will regroup. Denny Hamlin takes the lead. Checkered flag in the air. Denny Hamlin will win.
Now show the part where Ross punched Noah.
Kansas Speedway.
That was in May when Denny Hamlin got into the back of the 5 just a bit, and Larson into the wall. Hamlin goes on to win. What will happen in the playoffs? Make sure to join us on USA at 2:30 for Countdown to Green, 3 o'clock for the racing. And then just after the checkered flag flies on both USA and Peacock for post-race coverage. Kyle Larson won a week ago, so he is on to the round of 12. Take a look at the points, though. The bottom 4.
Kyle Busch had a bad practice session today.
That's a great battle. A little bit of news. William Byron had a part failure in practice, and we were told that that was an unapproved adjustment. But NASCAR has, since they met with the team, has determined it was not an unapproved adjustment because it wasn't a team problem. It was a part problem. So they will keep their starting position.
I know in the past, Steve, they deemed things safety. Like, for sometimes they would see something with a crack in it, they safety. Is that not
No,
the case?
I don't think this is a safety issue. I think this is basically a part provided that it's the only option that they have to run. So I think they're saying, hey, the team couldn't do anything about it. They don't want to penalize them. But as you see in the standings back here in the Xfinity Series, a new leader, the 9 of Jones, we saw him spin. They had to come down and do some damage. So he rode around a couple seconds off the pace on purpose to save tires. So he's on a little older tire, but he's now the leader of the race. Riley Herbst taking the wave around. Why does that matter? Well, that puts him 1 lap down. Now if we see a yellow, he can get back on the lead lap. So a lot of the storylines around the playoff field in Xfinity you would think would start to clear up, but here we are through 2 stages, and I'm not sure they're really any clearer.
A little bit of a close call on pit road for Parker Kligerman.
So Brennan Jones stayed out here. I mean, he really has no choice. He's got to save the set of tires. He's going to really struggle here probably.
I think Parker made a great decision right there.
But Brennan Jones is the leader for now on roughly 12 to 15 lap older tires.
On restarts, driving this race car, he's got points in every stage.
So that probably won't last long, especially because how good Nemechek's car is. It's Nemechek's race again for the 2nd week in a row. Just don't give it away like he did last week.
All right, guys, let's have a look at the keys to victory lane brought to you by Ruoff Mortgage.
Restarts, you know, there's going to be pretty intense restarts in this final stage. 3 and 4 and maybe 5 wide as this racetrack is, and a lot happening, a lot of contact, trying to get through that clean but also maintain or gain some ground.
Understand your surroundings. We just saw it right there with Parker Kligerman. Understand the situation you're in and react accordingly. That's going to be the difference between making these playoffs and not.
And the leaders all have 2 sets of fresh tires. You only really need to pit once if it goes green, but if there are yellows, win.
The 11 didn't care. His crew chief that was spotting him out of pit road didn't care.
Stop to put on those extra set of tires. That could determine the winner.
So we know with 105 to go, it's going to be 104 when we get to restart. They will have to come to pit road one more time.
And I'm really fascinated to see how fast this 9 car is. Like I said, he definitely has some laps on his tires, so he probably won't be able to hold up a fight to the 20 and the 18 and the 21. But how far does he fall? If he could cycle somewhere inside the top 10, that would reset really the day for the 9 who was spinning through the grass just a little while ago.
Brandon Jones on the outside, John Hunter Nemechek, winner of stage 1 and 2 on the inside. Stage 3 underway.
And Brandon Jones drops anchor immediately. Goes to the outside. Nemechek takes the lead, and the 4 other cars pass him into turn 1. Ooh. And Nemechek's already in another zip code. Oh! Oh, look out! Allgaier, Sammy Smith. Brandon Jones spins. Man, Allgaier hit hard.
He was right behind him.
Sammy Smith wrecked again.
And that's
And
the
I
caution
think
that Riley
Kligerman's
Stevie
okay,
has
and
to
that's
put
good
him
for
back in the lead
Herbst.
lap.
Herbst is back on the lead lap.
Riley Herbst was the highest scored lap down car, which
There was some contact with the 18 and the 2 and the 7. Happened pretty quick.
Great work by the 98, making the best of the situation. Damage on a restart earlier, nothing they could do. Davin Restivo, the engineers on this 98, strategize a way to get back on the lead lap. The opposite for the 7.
Sammy Smith's done for the day.
Gets caught up in a wreck. The 18 of Sammy Smith, tons of damage.
Just can't finish a damn race now.
And this team talked about needing to avoid these bad finishes, these incidences. That's the 7th straight race with an accident for Sammy Smith.
Let's see if we can figure out how this happened down the back straightaway. And the 18 just kind of jumped out of the throttle there in a 3-wide situation.
Kligerman made it through. Watch the 9 here. I'm not sure the 9 hits anything. So it
They get
starts
3 wide.
off of 2. Creed puts the 18 3 wide in the
7
middle.
on the outside.
8's pulling up on the back bumper of the 18. 18 just stops. I mean, the 18 stopped to let him go and got hit
Really
by
hard,
Berry.
you know, entering that corner, I don't know if Josh Berry was ready.
Josh Berry did not
Understanding
anticipate the
that he was gonna
18
do
just
that.
stopping in front of him there.
Yeah, the 3 right.
He was lifting to back out of being 3 wide, and he got some contact from Creed on the bottom.
The 2 car. And that's why Sammy Smith checked up a little bit. That contact. Here he goes. Riding along. Yeah, that's where it started.
In slow motion, it just looks so simple, but now at real speed, heading down the backstretch, the contact from the 2 of the 8 and the 18 checks him up. Look at the difference. I mean, it happens so quickly. I'm with you, Dale. Initially, I thought, you know, the 18 said, hey, I just don't want to be 3 wide. I'm going to get out of the gas a little bit. And then we see it's really the 2 kind of trying to arc the corner, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they all just kind of converge right here. I'm not
Hey,
sure
Yuki,
that-
there's been a lot of cautions today.
I think you called it right.
There have been 6 cautions plus 2 stage cautions. So yeah, we've had 8 cautions now. And yeah, Detroit. I'm not surprised. I picked Kansas City to win, but I'm equally not surprised that Detroit beat them. Because Detroit's good. People need to accept the fact Detroit's good.
out there to grab.
It's a great shot of it right here.
So I was wrong on the pick, but not surprised that Detroit could win.
He just doesn't turn. He just keeps going straight like he wants to, like you said, Steve, arc the corner. Enter the corner as high as possible, and everyone was expecting him to turn, and he didn't. Let's listen to him.
I didn't move, right? He just turned down early, right? Yeah, you're good. Nothing we could do different.
So
Fuck, I'm tired.
I would disagree with that statement. I don't think it was on purpose, but I do believe with that head-on shot coming at you, in a 3-wide situation, Creed was more like the middle of the racetrack. You know what I mean, Jeff? Like he's turning in like he's going to run the middle or at least a groove off the bottom. And 3 wide, I think the other 2 expected him to run the bottom. I don't think, you know, it's an egregious mistake, but the other 2 definitely clearly thought he was turning lower.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Working on the back of the 7. Dave, coming to you again.
So the left front, I believe they talked about cutting a splitter bar so that they could pull it up manually.
Allgaier's damage doesn't look as bad as I initially thought.
They do have to replace that.
Well, if you
bumper
ignore the
cover
back
on
end of the
back
car.
with required parts. So they have named the personnel, they have named the tasks, and Jim Poland looks on from above the box there as they try to direct Justin Allgaier's repairs here, see what he can make out of the day.
And I would coach them through this if I'm Jim Pullman. Even if there's nothing to gain because we talk a
They're
lot
doing a
about
bad job.
practice. Well, this is great real-time situation for this crew to be ready to make a repair.
See
like
the
this because
right
in the
side of that
playoffs,
new
this
rear
could
end
be
they're
the
putting on
one
there?
point that advances you out of a round. Why do they have to have a bumper cover? It's not for safety.
Well, actually, that damage to the left
Still
front's what's
there,
going to
they're
kill
getting rid of
Allgaier's
it. The
day.
issue is, when you take that rear bumper off, as crazy as this sounds, that is way better aerodynamically. Like, way, way, way better. So, there was a time, hard to believe, that crew chiefs didn't secure them as well as they should. And they kind of blew off on their own.
Sure they did.
NASCAR has now said, hey, at these big high-speed tracks, no, don't play any games because you're going to have to put it back on.
So they'll work on that for Allgaier.
I expect the 98 probably will come down pit road when he's allowed. I think he's going to be rewarded the free pass.
Oh, we're only halfway. 8 cautions.
So he has to actually unlap himself and then come to pit road.
We're only halfway.
There they gave him the sign to unlap himself.
And he has damage on the right front. So, okay, the 7 was putting a bumper on. You're allowed to put a new part on because it's required. The 98 has to repair that right front fender.
The 98.
Like new fenders on because it's not a required part. The 9 of Brandon Jones back on pit road, Kim.
Yeah, that's right. Got a piece of that incident between Sheldon Creed and Sammy Smith, as well as others. Just can't catch a break. Doesn't look like devastating damage. Will get back on the race car, but definitely likely takes him out of a shot at winning this race as much as he needed to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, he's running out of the tires quickly on the 9 car. And it just puts you so far behind. So now the 98 will have the opportunity to pit. He'll probably get caught up to the field because they'll continue to try to work on that fender. They're not racing anyone because they're the free pass. They'll have to line up tail end, last car basically on the racetrack. But he's on the lead lap, which means he can keep gaining points. That's the big difference. So now, Parker Kligerman running in 5th, doing a great job. He just needs to be aware that an issue here, and you know, points are available for the 98.
So the one thing that Parker Kligerman
A lot of attrition.
is he was able to gain some more points in the second
Kligerman's just
stage
having a
as
really
far
good
as
day.
stage points. So for the
Herb's
day,
just the one
he
that's got to
earned
dig out of a hole.
points through the stages. And with the issues that the 98 had, right now where they're running, both of them on the racetrack, they're separated by 29 points. So you see stage points earned today. John Hunter Nemechek earning the most that you can by winning both stages. But Parker Kligerman doing a valiant effort of gaining as many positions or as many points as he can to get him set to potentially make that 12th spot for the playoffs. Dave?
Rick, if you ever wondered why you keep your driver's head in the game, it's for instances like this. 2 laps down, not a lot of opportunities to get those laps back. He has gotten them back now, and so the 24-year-old, who can be feisty at times, has been calmed down. He has a fast race car, and now he's got to see what he can do with it toward the end of this race. They'll change the 4 Goodyear tires here, a little adjustment to the chassis as well.
Sometimes the rough day you've had, Rick, actually take the nerves off. Now you're not expected to be in it.
Now he's going to go after.
Excuse me, I'm thirsty and I need to get up and walk around. Why am I yawning? Credit to Southern Cowboy for being the one person from Alabama that knows the difference between loose and lose. Good job. That extra O makes all the difference. What happened? Sammy Smith was 3 wide going down the backstretch and just decided to stop in front of everyone and caused a massive crash. Allgaier's got major damage. Sammy Smith's out of the race. Brandon Jones got damage from it. Riley Herbst is back on the lead lap, but Parker Kligerman's running 5th. And John Hunter Nemechek's dominating the race. That's what happened. Don't worry, I'm still here. And we're back.
And green flag
Green flag. Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed and Josh Berry and Derek Krause are up at the front now. Nemechek's the only consistent front runner that has not had any trouble whatsoever today.
Josh Berry now fighting on the inside for that third spot, but Sheldon
And I'd say
Creed
Nemechek's best competition is out, but let's see how good Austin Hill is. How many cars? In that wreck, there was like 4 cars.
But this last stage, very long.
Sheldon Creed up to second now. And look at Parker Kligerman in the 48, fighting for the top 5.
Behind them, Parker Resloff having a good day. Ran well last week in Darlington also.
Yeah, the whole top 15, we've got a lot of unfamiliar names in it. Jeb Burton there in 9th. Ellis, Growler, Sieg, Moffitt, Joe Graff Jr., Massey, Williams, all looking to have great finishes today. A lot of attrition, a lot of mistakes, a lot of cars crashed down.
Well, at least they made it back, Cowboy. I'll give them a break. They made it back as the cars were rolling to the restart zone. Not that big of a deal.
Moffitt, Growler, Jeb Burton 3 wide here for a moment.
I feel like Jeb Burton's been 3 wide for half the race, Dale. Every time I look
Whoa, Moffitt.
He's struggling, but he's running the
Whoa,
turns.
Kaz.
Third line makes it a little bit difficult for these other cars to get around him.
They are now in the top 10. These guys that were racing like maniacs for 12th place earlier, they're in the top 10 now. Retzlaff, Illis, Burton, Gralla. Moffitt's 11th. Will be another mid-as-fuck John Hunter Nemechek win. Josh Berry's going for second. Not happening here. Left rear damage didn't hurt the 2 at all. I didn't think it would.
To the left to keep some air on the nose. That Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. Back alongside Creed, side by side down the front straightaway.
Now he's got enough momentum. Now he can overdrive the entry and just slide up in front of Creed, which he doesn't even have to do it. He cleared it on the straight. Now, let's see if Josh Berry's got enough speed to go take the fight to Nemechek.
This is the Josh Berry I've been waiting to see. This is the one we saw last year. They got to get it figured out at the right time, heading into the playoffs, going cup racing next year. We talk a lot about John Hunter. Well, let's not forget Josh Berry announced it a few months ago now that he's going to take over the floor for Kevin Harvick. I know he wants to leave a champion. And this is what we expect to see out of the driver of the 8.
The fastest car on the racetrack that lap. A couple tenths faster than John Hunter.
Josh Berry's faster than John Hunter, but I have zero confidence that he can beat him.
25 of Moffitt able to clear the 27 of Burton. And let's go back to Kim Kuhn, who's with Sammy Smith.
Sammy Smith out of the race early. We heard the frustration on the radio with the 2. What happened?
Yeah, it's just uncalled for. He kind of came up there, and once he came up, the 8 hit me as well. So I was kind of just along for the ride there. I tried to have a good restart, felt like I did, and just got put tight on my door there, getting into 1, and got free, and then got put on the other 3. But thanks to everybody at JGR, TMC for being on the car this weekend. Had a really fast car, and it sucks. We got to keep digging, and we'll have a good start to the playoffs.
Keep digging. And he's going to start looking forward to the playoffs, which will begin next week.
Yeah, the car that's flying right now, Brandon Jones.
Brandon Jones is back up to 11th.
We saw him spinning through the grass a little bit ago. Team's done a nice job putting tires back on the car, getting him back some track position.
The kick got good speed right now. The kick down pit road at lap 100 and put another 7 tires on. So he's got a little bit newer tires, 6 or 7 laps better. But they're at a big disadvantage because they're behind on tires at least a set. And so as we get more yellows, they're not able to put new tires on this car. The rest of the field is. That's when it's going to be trouble, more difficult for this team.
And that's what it comes down to. Remember, 4 sets of tires in your pits to run this race. You put 1 on after stage 1, 1 on after stage 2. The leaders have 2 left. As Dale just pointed out, we think the 9 probably has 1 left. The way they've cycled through, probably used up some scuffs. We'll get an update as we go. So they're hoping for a green flag right there. They want it to be an obvious time to put the last set of tires on. And then not have a lot of yellows towards the finish where the leaders can then put another set.
10 cars slow on the apron again. Hemrick.
John Hunter Nemechek maybe has an issue
NBC makes no.
into the race.
Wait, whoa. Ah, it's not. John Hunter's complaining about a vibration. He's fine.
How do they check, Steve?
Well,
Nemechek said he's got a vibration.
to answer that question. Vibrations here? Absolutely.
He's fine.
Absolutely. I mean, for as long as I can remember, with this
He's going to win the race, and we're going to be bored at the end, but there's still a lot going on in this race today.
Cup and Xfinity, for the last decade, we've always had tires that shook. They'd be an odd set every now and then. They would shake, and a lot of guys.
Here comes the 10 back out on track at snail's pace. I just saw him at the end of pit road.
And Dale, I like the fact, though, that you know that information, and I'm happy if you ask me to check. So what do I check? First thing we do is we check the videos. All the tire changers wear cameras. You can see how well they hit all 5 lug nuts. You see these pink lines painted on the socket. When the lug nuts tight.
Good thing he's running high. If the wheel comes off and he spins and hits the wall, it won't hurt as bad and will do less damage because he's already out against the wall. He's fine. Ain't going to be no damn loose wheel. Ain't nothing bad is going to happen to that car because it's what we all want. And as the Stone said, you can't always get what you want.
But for whatever reason, this tire has always shook at this racetrack. And if you've got 4 sets, odds of you getting a set that's going to shake is low, but it does happen to quite a few cars in the field.
As we're focusing on John Hunter Nemechek, let's take a look at the Toyota driver update. And already he's going to add to this number, but laps led for John Hunter Nemechek goes up to 69 now.
Nice.
69 of the 115 laps.
Say it again, Rick Allen.
The 20 has been out front.
This battle for the final playoff spot is for sure not locked up. You mentioned it, Parker Kligerman, 9 points in the stages is really impressive. These two teams, the 98 and the 48, we don't see a lot of stage points, so that was a big effort from the 48. But the effort's been
Kligerman is 5th. Riley Herbst is 15th.
They had the issue, they damaged to the right
Herbst has a
front.
9-point stage point advantage, really.
And running on the fence. This is the drive Herbst needs to put in if he wants to have a chance. I mean, the math is simple. You figure out where they started and what they've earned. The 98 needs to beat the 48 by 7.
Get to the 48 and dump him. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
But unfortunately, the 48 has a tiebreaker, so he needs to beat him by 7 spots. So if you're Parker, you're on top 7, you know he can't beat you by that many.
Right.
Dave. Working his way by the 19 of Joe Graff, who's having a good run. That was for 13th place. And surviving the restart. That was a big deal for the 98 because he was 3 wide, 2 wide. He was
For Riley, a lot of fast cars are out of this race or out of contention. Allgaier, Custer, Sammy Smith, they were all really fast.
really messy, and it did not. Riley made it through. The car is as clean as it was with that right front fender damage, and he's working his way forward.
Yeah, the key for Riley here is to get as many spots as he can and then have a restart, have a good pit stop, and then force Parker Kligerman.
Ooh, it's looking dark and stormy outside here where I'm at.
Position where Parker can be smooth and calm on the restart, because we've seen what can happen on restarts. But if you put Parker in a position where he can be conservative and not have to pay the price for it, Parker's too smart of a race car driver to get himself in trouble. So you've got to have enough speed to put the pressure on this team to make them have to do something.
So again, we focused a lot.
Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised.
Let's talk about a few names maybe that we don't talk about much. And I'm going to start with Derek Kraus, who's running in the 6th position. You know, he, like a lot of other drivers, began his racing career in go-karts, Bandoleros, winning the GSR Kartway Championship back in 2012 and 13. This is just his 5th start in the Xfinity Series this year. His career best was back at Martinsville, where he finished 8th, so running well in the top 6 here.
Another driver having a very great run, the 31 of Parker Rutzlaff. He drives for Jordan Anderson Racing. His best mile-and-a-half finish so far was a 6th at Charlotte. He's currently running, well,
Nerd.
now 8th as the 9 of Jones has got past him. This 20-year-old, I think, has a ton of potential upside. When you talk about the team owner, he's super excited to have him in the car, working really hard to get him re-signed for next year.
Yeah, Brandon Jones in that bright yellow car, a move over to Junior Motorsports this year. A lot of anticipation and excitement. It just hasn't worked out for them. They haven't caught any breaks at all. When they had speed, they got in wrecks. Most of them not of their doing. I know they want to get this win and move themselves into playoffs, but if they can't, they can use the rest of this year to build for next year.
Cascarala in the 26 car finished 13th in Kansas in 2020 in his only start here. He's got a new sponsor this year, this Island Lager. Been big to support Kaz this year and give him an opportunity to have more starts in this series, and he's making the most of it. The young team that he races for, he's trying his hardest over the last several years to find a full-time ride. Finally, in some good equipment, putting a great run in here today.
Just behind him, the highest running Ford right now is Brett Moffitt in the 10th position. He's got a career best finish in the Xfinity Series of 6th here at Kansas, but his biggest accolades have come back in 2018 when he was a Truck Series champion. So has made the move to the Xfinity Series running full-time here.
Well, right behind Brett Moffitt is the 98 of Herbst. We have documented the issues he's had today, came back for 2 laps down. But to take a little closer look at the driver himself, right, the 24-year-old out of Las Vegas, he has spent quite a bit of time in the Xfinity Series, 134 starts. I believe that's why when we talk about playoffs, he keeps saying, I want to win. Still looking for his first career win. This may not be a winning performance today, but if he can drive back up and make his way into the playoffs, it's going to feel like that. Maybe the momentum he needs to carry on into the playoffs.
And Steve, as we talk about the playoffs, the 19 of Joe Graff Jr. is a playoff-eligible driver. Right? He's back in 13th position, and he drives the Joe Gibbs Racing 19. He's been in the series all season.
Joe Graff Jr.'s playoff eligible. Sorry, nobody cares.
The last time down that it was the best it had ever been, just a tick loose for Graff.
Can't even crack the top 10 in a Gibbs car in Xfinity.
Take a little tighter look
At a mile and a half, where they really excel.
John Hunter Nemechek out in front.
This race has gotten boring because it's just obvious John Hunter's going to win. So we're just a tad bit bored right now. Plus, I got a lot of other shit on my mind. There's smoke. Riley's got a problem. Riley's pitting under green. I think Riley's got a tire. I think the right front's coming apart. Well, congratulations, Parker Kligerman. That patchwork job the 98 guy still on the right front did good for a while, but it's not holding up. He's pitting under green here. And you cannot make it from here. There's 72 laps to go. So, yeah, it's really going to be hard to spin this one and work this out. Implications!
More problems for Riley Herbst at Kansas Speedway. The makeshift
And they're working on the right front again.
The right front had come apart. He had to come to pit road before it got worse. He's waiting now to see if there's any damage from that everything there.
Way to go, Parker Kligerman.
Going back in there, making sure he can get back out there, but now back laps down after he gotten back on the lead lap. It was charging forward.
Well, laps down, and now at the top of the screen, you see the 48 of Parker Kligerman. I think the task in front of him is very,
And
very
Kligerman almost looked like he was
somewhere on the lead lap,
sawing the wheel off of 4, running 5th.
do what you need to do, assuming
Settle down, Parker.
we don't have that winner. And the 9 of Jones is up to 7th with a ton of pace. I know he's behind a set of tires, but if you're the 48, the best thing you could do is
Nemechek's got it 1.
try to hold him up, not let him just clear through as he's driving up to
48 guys can relax. Herbst is going to be a lap, maybe 2 down again.
Well, you want to at least put
And
a
the
fight
20's got the race pretty well covered. 6-second lead.
A great race today. He's done everything he's needed to do. Great on restarts. He got track position, put Riley in a position where he had to push harder than he wanted to multiple times. They've just been calm, cool, collected, executed. That execution's been the strength of this team over the last 2 months. And right now, that is enough to get this thing done to make the playoffs.
Parker's story is interesting, too, in the fact that he ran truck races. He's had wins there. Has been a broadcaster for a couple years now. But last year, he got the nod. They said, we want you to run full-time in the Xfinity Series for this 48 team. He said, I'm going to do it. I'm running full-time, but I will still work on Sundays on the broadcast team.
The other thing I think this 48 team did that was really wise is they were able to put together their deal for next year in the middle of this battle. And I know people are, hey, what does next year matter? Well, anyone, when you have career concerns, job concerns, they have to be distracting. Race car drivers, some of them, most of them in this series are year to year. The fact that Parker knew he was coming back, I think really allowed him to focus on this task at hand. So that was well done by everyone really at the 48 team.
People have been wanting to see Parker in full-time.
Boring.
That was decent.
The race was so good for a while.
Like that he was
Oh my God, Joe Graff Jr.'s 11th. He's almost top 10 in a Joe Gibbs racing car in a race where a Stuart Haas car is out and a Junior Motorsports car is out. Actually, yeah, 2 Junior Motorsports cars are out. A Gibbs car is out and a Stuart Haas car is out, and this motherfucker still can't crack the top 10. But he's close. He's almost there.
road course guy. Expect him to have great speed at those racetracks. At the ovals, they've been sort of backside the top 10, 11th, 12th, places like that, working hard just to run in those positions. Today, though, you talked about this brand new car. They brought real speed to this race. I know we've had some attrition, some cars fall out.
Yeah, Cowboy cautions fall a certain way. The 98 will get one more long shot at it. But
Into the playoffs.
And the only
every lap that ticks away is asking a little bit more of the 98 that they just don't have now. They're just not going to have the time.
mistake, he still got the game because
Unfortunately, it's only a 200-lap race.
Riley Herbst tried to go inside, got right front fender damage. Riley saw an opening and went for it, and just got a little too aggressive there. That started a downhill spiral.
Now the concern or the challenge is everything that was just said is real. Riley Herbst is 29th, 2 laps down, but there's still 66 to go in this race. We've seen flat tires. We watched Cole Custer hit a tire carcass in turn 1, right? The 48 does get this thing to the finish line. Now, he can be a little bit, I say put the mittens on, right? He can be a little bit more cautious around people, not take undue risk, but it's still auto racing, and we've seen crazier things happen.
Well, restarts, right? We've seen wrecks right after restarts. We've seen contact. We've seen all sorts of things, and you're still exposed to that danger.
You see,
Hey, you know what else knows it's not over? My man Patrick Donahue. He has been racing a long time crew member of Jeff Gordon's team back in the 90s. He has seen it all. He's seen the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, and he is fiery, and I like it. And you can say he is crew chiefing until the checkered flag. He is assuming nothing is all set.
I think he wants Parker off that wall a little
I
bit.
think he does. I said 2 feet. Move that thing down a little bit, please.
arms in the air. It's like, what's he doing? What's happening?
I was wondering the same thing a few laps ago when he came off of 4 and was all over the place. Uh-oh.
Yeah, coming off of 4, it's the 45. And so,
Raja Caruth spun out the same way Brandon Jones did, it looks like.
Ruth got a little bit of help
Oh, he got help.
there in the middle of turns 3 and 4.
And now he's doing donuts in the middle of pit road.
Steve, this is too early for tires?
Nah, you got to pit here.
Yes.
This is it?
Yes and yes.
You have to pit because you can make it on fuel from here.
55 to 60, but everybody's going to have to pit at this point.
Yeah, this forces everybody's hand. The 98 can stay out and get away for a round.
Someone spun him out.
And we have some evidence.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Looks like the 53 car.
Yep, he got help.
Gets into the left rear quarter panel, very light touch.
Spun him out.
It's enough to turn the second or the 45 around down the front straightaway on the pit road.
They're running for position.
Spun the man out for 19th place, y'all.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. When your car gets turned around like that, if you lift or slam on the brakes, it's going to slide into the wall. So he stands in the throttle, drives it down the racetrack, try to steer the car or drive the car away from the wall.
And Raja was trying to work his way up, trying to match last night, 12th in the truck race.
He had a good run last week at Darlington in his car as well. Tough little racetrack. Came home in the top 20.
Setback in practice earlier today. He spun in practice and missed a lot of it because you couldn't put another set of tires on.
That spin came out of turn 4 in practice earlier today, but this one a little bit of help there. Raja, the 21-year-old out of Washington, D.C.
So another thing, as we look at the 48 crew, we were talking about it's definitely not over, and all of that is still true. The other thing that's helping Parker, Jeff, you mentioned restarts. Well, there's 15 cars on the lead lap. That long green flag run. So now, now is that tough decision. When do you stop racing and just start checking the box at the task at hand? I think Brandon Jones in 7th is not allowing you to just check the box. I think he's going to force you to continue to race, try to be offensive. The 98, unfortunately,
Herbst is pitting under this caution, so no wave arounds for him.
But Steve, part of the problem on that
So
run
scratch that, Cowboy.
was how John Hunter Nemechek was mowing down the field. He'd lapped all the way up through 16th. So Riley's laps down situation are not one lap down with those guys. He's 2 laps.
He's 2 down
So we got
again
that problem
and not
going
getting a
on.
wave
So
around.
trying to get the right front suspension correct so that right front doesn't tear out again.
Back to your point about when is it too early? Well, pit road being closed helps everyone. We're at 61 to go now. Pit's going to open at 60. We hear 55 to 60. Even if you're a 55 car with some caution laps, and this is a track I think you can save a little gas, that I think everyone can confidently come in and put tires on. Now, we're going to have to get an update after this pit stop to see how many the 9 has left. I was waiting to see, are those stickers on the wall for the 9 car? That would answer the question. There's stickers for all these guys for sure. Oh, there you go. Question answered.
Yep.
Still has a brand new set in the pits. Now he just wants us to go green from here. Kim.
And Sheldon Creed reporting to the team.
Here they come. This is the money stop unless we get another caution, and a lot of the guys have a set left after this. Just one more of them.
He asked for a slight chassis adjustment too. You see the wrench going in right there. Parker Kligerman said, I started to get loose center to exit, but my big request is make it turn better in the center, completing service for fresh Goodyear tires. Snow-proof fuel for Parker, Dave.
Josh Berry in the 8 was loose. They'll make an adjustment for that. John Hunter Nemechek was asked, did your car go tight enough for us to work on it? John said, I just don't think so, but they're going to take some air pressure out of the front tires anyway.
See the race off pit road continuing.
And it's Nemechek by nose over Berry. Austin Hill 3rd. Creed 4th. Kligerman 5th. No changes really in the top 10.
But it wasn't easy getting onto pit road. Take a look at this. A little bit of contact.
Oh.
You don't want to make mistakes, even coming to pit road.
That could have been bad.
Race off. John Hunter Nemechek grabs that top spot again.
You've never seen Ty Gibbs or Bell in a commercial? You are absolutely right. There was a He Gets a Super Bowl commercial, though, wasn't there? But Gibbs wasn't in that. Nemechek, Berry, Creed, and Hill. Kraus and Kligerman in the third row. Brandon Jones, fourth row. Keep an eye on that. Oh, my God. Joe Graff's in the top 10. Do I need to list all the cars that are out of this race, though, for him to only be running 10th? In a Joe Gibbs racing car. And the 39 stopped on the backstretch, Ryan Seed. Well, that's not good. We're not going green this time.
Looks like he's going to get a little push back to pit road. Kim.
And Brandon Jones has caught no breaks today. We saw him spin early after a loose condition was plaguing him. Then he got caught up in the Sheldon Creed Sammy Smith incident. Well, despite that, he still finds himself in the top 8 running in the closing laps of today's race. The report before that stop, loose everywhere. You saw the sticker tires go on. Those are, in fact, his last set of sticker tires. As we look to this restart, he said for him, it's not necessarily the launch, it's what he does with the first lap after the restart. Dave.
Kim, what a crazy day for the regular season championship leader coming into this. Austin Hill in the 21. John Hunter Nemechek has swept the stages, and he has closed the gap. It's only 7 points now as they run. Justin Allgaier having his troubles. He may be out of it where he is 1 lap down at this point. It's been quiet, but it's been better. He was so loose in practice this morning. They've tightened the car up, and now Austin Hill is right there, starting on the outside of row 2 for this restart, Rick.
7 points, 7 positions. Austin Hill falls back at all. John Hunter Nemechek right there on the front row, looking for another win on the season. Again, Parker Kligerman, as far as the final spots, based on points,
57 to go. Berry spun the tires a little bit. So Nemechek should have about a 3-second lead by the time they get off of 2, right?
Josh Berry falls back a bit now, and he's in jeopardy of losing second.
This race is still no contest. Oh, Josh Berry, don't take out Hill.
Going to battle side by side down the back straightaway. Side draft for Berry. The bottom at 3 and 4 has been good, but Berry misses the bottom of the corner. Loose, chasing the car at the racetrack. Austin Hill still there on the outside.
Those two stay side by side as they go into turn number 1.
And as they race side by side, Nemechek's going to check out again.
Hill's not giving him any room.
Get that 6-second lead going. Now Berry's clear for second. But he ain't got nothing for Austin Hill. Kligerman underneath Jones. I thought they were going to hit each other. '98 says it's still broken. Oh, we got a caution. And Raja spun again. Oh, up in front of traffic. Oh, boy. Save it, save it, save it, save it, save it. Raja Caruth again.
On the apron now.
Oh, the drivers did a good job. Always makes me nervous when they slide up the track, driver's side to traffic.
Damn.
You can hear the flat tires. Frustrating day for Raja. That's the 3rd spin on the day. Let's see what happened.
Did he get help again?
What's going on here? Can't really tell where he's at. Oh, he gets turned. Thought he might have been clear. Comes up the racetrack. Not
He
clear.
cleared himself and got turned.
Gonna try to get in behind that 53.
I think he had his eyes on getting back at the 53 and just cut somebody off and spun himself. That's my theory.
Has come out, and Kansas on this the last race of the regular season for the Xfinity Series playoffs begin next week.
Be right back. And we're back.
On USA, the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs will begin. It's under the lights at Bristol Motor
Yeah,
Speedway.
Bristol. Sadly, I won't be there now, but it's okay. Got to save money. Hate that I'm missing out on the Xfinity race more than anything.
What do you think you're going to be doing during that race? I don't know. Racing?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
Be honest, did you?
I'm nervous.
You didn't forget, did you?
Yeah. I feel like he thought that was a trick question of some sort. I know. I'm like, what are you asking me?
Like Rick knows something I don't?
I'm trying to not get nervous about this.
Okay.
I always sort of, my wife will tell you, like a month before I'm going to drive a race car, I get really nervous and get hard to be around. But been doing better for this trip, at least. But
You're not nervous about qualifying again, are you? Because I know last time you were
so
nervous about qualifying.
Yes. Why are you messing with me?
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to mess with you. I know that
If you're not trying, you're doing a heck of a job. I'll tell you that.
Well, it will be fun to watch you back behind the wheel. Kim.
Yeah, wish I was there for that one.
Donahue calls the shots for Parker Clearman. You guys have had a great race. He said it's not over yet. Parker's in the 5th position. You guys have gotten stage points all throughout the race. What does he need to do in these
I see why he's nervous. You've seen how chaotic this race has been. Like the lead, the race win is not in question, but the rest of the field, who knows? So Patrick Donahue has plenty of reason to be nervous.
I think all we've done is adjust air pressure, and pit stops have been good. So hopefully we get out of here in the next 50 laps and go race at Bristol.
Restarts are crazy here at Kansas.
Oh, let it go, NBC. NBC drags these interviews out.
Come off turn 2.
There you have it, Dave.
I'm sure that's what Ben Bayshore wants as well with his driver, who's been mowing him down out there. Any more concerns with that vibration earlier?
No, we think we found what it was in the last stop. There was a lug nut jammed in between the wheel and the caliper. Luckily, it was just enough that it sort of clearanced itself over 20 laps, so I think we're okay now.
Wow, and you can see that regular season championship too, right? Sweeping the stages?
Yeah, it all probably depends on if we can finish this thing out in front and maybe the 21 loses a few more spots. But yeah, we're just going to keep plugging away one lap at a time and see what it gives us.
Charging as hard as I can. And by the way, Riley Herbst in the 98 back on pit road, and he had to make some changes to that car.
Herbst just pitting constantly.
On the car, he said I was just flapping around that fender, and that's why he had to come back down. Felt like he was going to crash.
Yeah, I mean the 98 at this point, it's just
done.
To the finish line. You have to make sure that you have to force the 48 to finish is the point, right? You can't take yourself out of the race. It just hasn't been what they want. I think the 48. I agree with the crew chief that says, hey, I want to just kind of roll around in the restart. But the one thing I would say about the 48 is on points, fine. But I have a little concern for them with the speed of the 9. That last restart, he gained a few spots. Now he's up here in the front couple rows. He's won here a couple times. Brandon Jones, this could be the moment.
Flashback to those wins. He was in the 90s.
Hey, show Custer and Reddick's wrestling match from that race. That was funny. And I was like, hell, Brennan Jones wins.
At Kansas. And then the following year, right back to victory lane. We know he's good. He knows how to get to victory lane. Can he do it today to win his way into the playoffs?
The only thing I don't love is they're in the bottom groove. You know, that bottom groove, it's harder to make gains on that bottom groove. That top is a preferred line. Off into turn 1, you got a lot of room. On the bottom, you don't have a lot of room, and there's less grip, and you're efficiency arrow-wise because the cars on the outside are taking away some of that side force. So the first car on the inside is not in such a bad spot, but everyone behind him, the further back you go, the 11, 26, 27, those guys got to get pretty creative to make that bottom work.
The key for Brandon Jones is to push that 8 car, Josh Berry, in a way that
I bet you John Hunter wins. God, we still got 50 fucking laps of this. I'm so checked out on this right now. Because the result of this race is such a foregone conclusion. Better restart for Berry that time. Just no push behind him. The 9 car didn't get going. Hill is on the back bumper of the 20. Nemechek didn't clear him before 1 that time, but he'll clear him in the middle of 2. There he goes. That's a miss from basically the entire field on back.
Brandon had a good run, but Parker got it behind the 21 and pushed him by him on the back straightaway. Here he goes
I'm so checked out on this. I'm chilling out on my bed right now.
Hill drifted up the track a bit, but now he fights back. Brandon Jones trying to make that inside line work for him, and he's going to clear the 21.
He did a really good job down there to make that work. Into third place for Brandon Jones.
Here comes Parker Kligerman.
Sorry if the fan's blowing on the mic. It's hot in here.
Losing a few spots here, that does affect the regular
Don't know
season.
why you guys are still listening. I'm barely paying attention to this race.
Check out front. Will the 21 continue to lose spots? Can he even it out here? He fights off Parker Kligerman there for fourth. Parker back to the inside.
Brandon Jones. Side by side with the 9 car down the back straightaway.
The fight for second has been won by Brandon Jones.
Oh, hell, Brandon Jones, second.
And he'll try
Hello.
to run down that 20 of John Hunter Nemechek.
Can he run down the 20? Nobody's been able to run down Nemechek when he gets out front.
Had all kinds of issues, and here he is, all the way up to second.
Oh, Brandon Jones, I dare you to win this race.
With the pass that he just made, he was faster than John Hunter Nemechek.
He's faster, but
How hungry?
can he get it done?
Brandon Jones right now looking for his first win with Junior Motorsports. And it's going to take a win for him to get into the playoffs.
Well, it's going to take a lot of speed, too. John Hunter Nemechek has dominated this race. He and his crew chief, Ben Bayshore, have been a great matchup at Joe Gibbs Racing. And that time, he was at 10th of a second faster than Brandon Jones.
And when we talked to Brandon Jones during our Countdown to Green show, he said that it was a lot less stressful this race because there's only one scenario, and that is win. When you're in that situation where you can't point your way in, your focus is just one thing, and that's to get to victory lane. He's got to find the speed, though. Nemechek's been out front most of this race. One thing of note, Jones does not have any sticker tires left, so if we see a caution,
Don't say it, Cowboy. Don't say those 3 words.
we'll see how the rest of the 45 laps in this race play out.
I don't think he's going to catch him. Nemechek stretched it out a couple tenths that last 2 laps.
Old tires here are just not going to keep up with new tires. It's because he spun out and used that set earlier off turn 4.
Austin Hill able to work his way back around. Kligerman there for fourth place. 21 car struggled a little bit on that restart, but it seems like the pace is back, and he's going to try to race and run down the Ada Berry right there in front of him.
The top 7, actually 8 now, are all separated
Whoops.
pretty evenly around the racetrack.
Yeah, Nemechek.
Nemechek's way out in front.
Yeah, and he's running some great laps right then, almost 4 tenths quicker than the field.
27 car Jeff Burton had problems off turn 2. They had to check up big time, and all of these cars coming from behind at a high rate of speed. But Derek Krause in that 11 car, he's done a really nice job today. Had good speed, stayed out of trouble, avoided incidences on restarts. Just a good outing for him.
Oh, right here.
Holy shit. How many laps down is that? 16, and he's 3 wide in the middle.
But he just, car will not roll on corner exit.
Yeah.
Earl's going to get him minus 31 and get him loose up off the bottom of the racetrack. Red Slafts, they're fighting for 9th place.
All guy right in the mix there as well. He is the first car, or highest scored car lap down.
As we're watching this great racing right here, the battle for the lead has not changed. Same distance. These guys are just going at it. Our first car lap down. Damage to his car. Does not have the speed he had before, but they're not going to quit fighting. The team doesn't know how to quit.
See Burton coming down on Allgaier. Burton trying to clear him on the high side.
Austin Hill. His closer
Kligerman's still top 5.
Josh Berry.
Nemechek stretching it out over Brandon Jones.
The battle between Kligerman and Moffitt warming up a little bit.
Starting to get so strung out, I wonder if there's going to be another caution or not.
Berry running the top of to be tough to do on the bottom of the racetrack, but this is the line he's been running into the racetrack at the high line, then turning down on corner exit, making up a lot of ground on corner exit, running that lower line.
Carling separating the two.
See that line right there? He does a good job of being able to get off the corner that way. The 8 has to lift a little bit late exit. That allows the 21 to side draft and then make the pass. Now Austin Hill up into third. He's got a ways to go to catch Jones.
And behind them, see this great shot right here. You can see Brett Moffitt in a battle with Parker Kligerman. Brett Moffitt doing a great job today also in 6th place. Top 10s in the last 3 races here. Won a truck race back in 2020.
Remember when Brett Moffitt was a beast in the Truck Series? He could be a beast in Xfinity. He's just never going to be in a good rod for some reason. For some reason, he's never going to get an A rod. He's in like a B rod right now.
The longest green flag run we've seen today has been 35 laps. 15 laps on the tires. You know,
Well, it's definitely football season when I'm mentally checking out on a race with 38 to go. But then again, it's another John Hunter Nemechek win. Every year, there's that one driver that wins a lot and makes the races boring. This year, it's Nemechek. Really had my hopes up for Brendan Jones there for like a lap. When he got to second, I was like, ooh, let's see what he can do. Nope. Instead of winning by 6 seconds, Nemechek should win by like 3 or 4. So the second best car is going to finish second. Well, the second best car that's left out there with no damage.
Yeah, he yelled at us that he thought we should buy his dinner.
They should. You know, they get paid more than him. You know they get paid more than Josh Williams. Buy his damn dinner.
We'll start with Dave and the 20.
Eric, let's look ahead just a little bit. What to expect coming up starting at Bristol next week, and I think you can expect this car and this driver to be very good. He's shown his dominance here today. 5 wins on the season, and even a little bit of luck. You heard his crew chief explain how that vibration could have been much worse if it was a fraction of an inch different, and it was not. As for the 21 of Austin Hill, this car, this driver have been strong, have been dominant. This was not their weekend. They were poring over data this morning when I went to talk to crew chief Andy Street, trying to figure out how to make this car better. Bristol should be a better week for them to get started. They've got 4 wins on the weekend. Josh Berry, will he come around? Still looking for a win this season.
Will he come around?
This weekend has brought the car around. The car was not great, but they have adjusted on this car and gotten.
I think Kligerman's going to finish 4th. Barry looks like he's fading. What a great race for Kligerman. Still 34 to go. Wonder how many 11th place stage finishes Kligerman has this year. 48 car is good enough to win. Remember, Tyler Reddick won in that car before. They're good enough to show up and win. I think Kligerman's back in that car next year. I hope he is. Keep building on this because they've had a good year. I think Nemechek and Christopher Bell will always look like they're 12 years old. Sheldon Creed looks like a high schooler as well. Jeb Burton looks like that dude from Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Officer, we have had a doozy of a day. Yeah, Allgaier's still running. He's 19th. Well, they should be. Well, Sammy Smith decides to stop in front of everybody again.
So much today, trying to get that car back in contention. He still runs 2 laps down right now. The right front holding on that Mustang.
Yeah, the good news is Riley's right front is holding up. The bad news is he's still 2 laps down.
Kick off the playoffs, or at least in the regular season, but that's what's happening. Playoff schedule, you see on the left side of your screen, Bristol, Texas, and Charlotte, Roval make up the first round for the Xfinity Series. Then it's Las Vegas, Miami, and Martinsville determines who the championship 4 will be for Phoenix, November 4th.
As we see this 20 continue to run great laps leading this race. 5 wins on the season. And really looks to be in playoff form. I mean, won both stages. That's a couple playoff points. If you can win the race, everything you're expecting out of this 20 we're seeing here today. And when I look at that playoff schedule of tracks, I just don't see a track that Nemechek has to be super concerned about, right? Maybe the Roval, but I mean, to be honest, this 20 kind of shows up.
20 was good on road courses. He was really good at Portland, but he had a problem. Oh yeah, because he got dumped, right? It's the longest fucking shit finish I've ever seen to an Xfinity Series race.
And that has been the problem. But I see a different John Hunter this year. I see a more mature, a more calculative. I think he's
calculative. That was a big word for Jeff Burton to get out without fucking up too bad. Good for him.
Keep the speed up, minimize the mistakes.
Ben Bayshore.
Yeah, Tucker Burton.
And others watching.
We have had a doozy of a race. Tell me he doesn't look like that guy. Lie to me. Piss in my ear and tell me it's raining.
Is Tom Goddard. He was nominated by Jamie Goddard. Jamie said, he was the hero not only to me while growing up, but also to my mom, sister, and brother when he was diagnosed with cancer. It made him a superhero, how he navigated all the treatments he was put through. And they asked, why did you select John Hunter Nemechek for Tom's name to be on that car? John Hunter's kindness and determination reminds me of my dad. And so that's the cancer hero riding along right now with John Hunter Nemechek here in the Xfinity Series race.
Austin Hill back in 3rd. Talk about drivers moving up. This guy here's made the announcement that he's going to stay around.
Brett Moffitt 6th.
All the other competitors were sad to hear that because he's actually turned into quite the competitor in this series.
Yeah, I kind of expected Austin Hill to get a cup ride next year, but he's staying in Xfinity. RCR is hanging on to him.
The restricted plate tracks, Daytona and Talladega, really great.
Might end up being the best thing for him in the long run. It'll pay off.
But we weren't really sure what kind of driver he was otherwise, and he has developed a lot. He's with an organization that's good enough to help him survive some of the adversity that you go through as you do develop. Great pit crew, been able to gain him a lot of spots on pit road, and he's turned into a bit of a closer. Might not start the race with the most speed.
When Austin Hill goes to Cup, put him in the 29.
But they find it. They get it on pit road, or he gets it late in the race on the racetrack. And now he's running great everywhere. Awesome last week at Darlington, a driver's racetrack. This 21, I know they're going to possibly.
Why does Moffitt's car have the same colors as Ricky Bobby's Me car, but it's not even a remotely similar paint scheme? But every time I see it, I think of the Me car.
I thought Nemechek was a clear favorite this year to win this championship, but now he's got company.
4-second lead. It looks like Nemechek's probably still going to win by 6 seconds.
Those two are tight right now for the 6th position. Creed has it. Moffitt right on his.
Son of a bitch.
It was a nice pass right there by Sheldon Creed. Did a really good job of just kind of slide jobbing a little bit, putting Moffitt in a position where he had to lift. And you talk about that 21 car, Richard Childress racing his teammate Sheldon Creed. He's going to make the playoffs. And what Sheldon Creed do we see? The Sheldon we've seen lately is avoiding problems, connecting the dots, finishing races. That's the Sheldon Creed we need to see going into these playoffs. If they do that, they have enough speed to apply some pressure to some teams and advance themselves through.
And right behind him is Moffitt, who just lost that spot, Kim.
And how about what Brett Moffitt has been able to do for this AM racing team this season? A small team. Remember, he got that 4th place finish at Chicago, which marks the first ever top 5 finish for the team in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. But then they were on a little bit of a roller coaster. So the goal for these next handful of races, Brett said the tracks were really good for him. It was to level things
Brett Moffitt is a driver that, during COVID broke both legs in a motocross accident. I mean, I've talked about it a few times.
You remember that time Moffitt broke his legs and ended up not having to miss a single race? Man, 2020 was weird.
Out of the 8 right there in the 48, but to see Brett Moffitt even really in a race car, I mean, you forget about such a serious injury.
Oh my God, Parker! Parker, dial it back. Did you see this? Clobbered Josh Berry in the left rear and almost spun himself out.
Look at him. I know Patrick very well, and that face is trying not to look. You see the little head shake right there? No, that was the one. Don't show it.
Kligerman's fourth, but
Finally, we got the little head shake of
just chill. You got 20 to go, man.
Up to fourth for Parker Kligerman.
He's at the fourth, and that's as high as he's probably going to go. He's 3 seconds behind Austin Hill, who's third.
So we're talking about every team. Let's assume, I hate to do that, but let's just think for a moment that they're going to make the playoffs. This team has brought a ton
Literally,
of consistency.
the only thing you could do right now is fuck yourself over. If you just relax, the race is probably going to go green. You're fine. Your fate is in your hands as long as this race remains strung out and under green.
Been really solid today, but this
So
team,
just
if they
chill
can
out,
get
Kligerman.
themselves in the playoffs and this thing finishes out, I think they're dangerous. I don't think they have the speed that Nemechek or Jones has, but what they do have is consistency, and they're working very well together as a team.
Remember in pre-race, he brought up the championship 4. He was already looking forward to that, knowing and confident that they could be that type of a team.
And doesn't this make them better?
Dutton.
You know, I think now,
I love when Jeff Burton
if
says
they can get
Dutton.
through this, they can look at each other and say, hey, we answered the call in a big moment. We found a way to get this done and also run fast and run at fourth. And I just think that makes them that much more dangerous.
Well, the other layer I'll add to this is this team gets a lot of help from Richard Childress Racing. And when you look at the current running order, you have the 20, which is Gibbs Toyota, the 9, which
You guys
is
are still
Junior
here.
Motorsports Chevrolet.
Don't worry, we're 18 laps away.
Out of the RCR camp, but then Kligerman.
Unless we get cautions and then have a reason to pay attention.
He's not running the 2 of Creed, which is a house car for RCR. The Collin cars are also in that same technical alliance. So when it comes down to nuts and bolts is one thing, but now this is people. And the human element in the 48 is finding a way to outrun those that have reasonably the same equipment.
You talk about Parker's consistency recently. Only 3 finishes outside the top 10 in the last 11 races. They've had speed. They've executed well. Just been caught up in a few mistakes that were not their own. So I asked Parker earlier today before he climbed aboard the car, okay, give me one word if you miss the playoffs. He said disappointment. But then I said, give me one word if you make the playoffs. And he said expect it. He was calling his shot. He had the confidence in the team that they could get it done today and find themselves in that final playoff position.
Playoffs are going to be a blast, Rick. I mean, just like this race was nearly impossible to predict, I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, this race was nearly impossible to predict, but now it's looking pretty easy to predict. 5-second lead with 16 to go.
Tough cars do, but there are so many ups and downs over the course of the Xfinity Series playoffs with Roval.
You know, after the first 100 laps, we're not going to have much to talk about on the podcast later this week.
Parker Kligerman, if he continues on this path,
Good news, I think we can do the podcast Tuesday. I think we can.
the regular season standings. So that's another playoff point, or a playoff point that he can carry on into the playoffs with him. That's the big battle right now that's still going on, is the regular season championship between the 21 and 20. It's still separated by 7 points. So Austin Hill running third right now has a 7-point advantage over the 20 of John Hunter Nemechek for the regular season championship, which he will get 15 playoff points.
Wow.
The 21 is able to continue on and win the regular season championship.
So my final four is still
When you're trying to get
Nemechek, Hill,
Watching the lap time.
Allgaier,
Kligerman's running a little bit quicker than Austin Hill.
and I'm drawing a blank on the fourth guy.
Just a few
But
laps
those three are like almost guaranteed, in my opinion.
for 10th place between Graff Jr. and the 19 on the inside, the black car, and Jeb Burton right there in that 27.
sliding up the racetrack.
Parker is only about 10, 15 car lengths behind the 21. And for the last couple of laps, at least 2 tenths, sometimes 3 faster than Austin Hill. you manage that, right? You're driving to assured spot in the playoffs.
I wouldn't even beg for a caution if I was the 48 guys. You're not beating the 20, and you don't want to put your race at risk. Just take the top 5 finish and get out of there.
Austin Hill again just in front of Parker Kligerman, Dave.
And Rick, he was being kept appraised of what was going on with.
I'm actively falling asleep over here.
How many points he was ahead.
Like, legitimately. I've been laying on my bed for the last little bit. I'm just trying to talk and stay awake for the next 12 laps. Then I might have to take a nappy nap. I need my nappy. But wait, it's too early to go to bed, because then I'll wake up at fucking 3 a.m. or at the latest 6 a.m. and be up well before football or the race. Oh well, I sleep when I sleep. Fuck it. If I sleep after this, I don't really care.
This is anything but a straightforward event for the leader.
Hell, I'm sleeping during this.
Brandon Jones has at least put himself back into the competition here with 11, or into the conversation with 11 laps to go.
5.5 seconds back, there is no conversation.
We've seen a crazier thing happen, so we'll just have to see. I don't want to quite award the 48 the playoffs yet.
Oh, no. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yes, anything can happen, but is it likely in this scenario? No.
Let's look what he's doing. So he's changed the way he's approaching this racetrack. So most everybody is running on the corner exit really high up against the wall. Parker, watch what he does. Clears that car, goes straight to the top, right? Straight to the top. Runs the top lane, and now he waits on the throttle, gets the car pointed, goes to the throttle, turns it down the hill, and leaves closer to the bottom. And that is working for him. That has helped his car. Now, other people are not having success doing that, but every car drives different. And you have to be willing to search. You have to be willing to look things differently and try something. And look, even on turn 4, leaves way on the bottom, and he is making big gains on the 21 by doing it.
That's 21 right there in front of him. So with 9 laps to go, Parker Kligerman in heavy traffic right here.
Why do they always say Klingerman? There's no N there.
Not necessarily needing to gain this position.
Parker Klingerman.
So it's a bit of a risk versus reward here. You're locked into the playoffs if the race finish as is. It's really early right there.
I'll be telling that 48 to chill.
So you can finish the corner.
Well, this battle is dragging the two of Sheldon Creed into this battle as well.
What's that lap car doing?
I'm Patrick Donahue, the crew chief. I'm not wanting a battle. I'm just saying, hey, man, if the 2 gets to you, just let him go. We don't need this spot.
He's so much faster. Look how he did that, though. He lifted really, really early to finish the corner.
Much like the end of stage 1, Kligerman's faster than Hill here on a long run.
We don't need any spots. So, yeah, so the 2's coming from behind. That may occupy him a little bit.
Austin Hill has adjusted his line. He was told or saw what the 48 was doing. Now look what he's doing. He's leaving the corner much lower, but he's sideways. The back of that car is not in the racetrack.
Parker's best finish this year already is second.
So I just want to bring 7 laps to go. We are right on the edge of their fuel window. I expect.
Oh, they're fine. There was a caution.
Remember, they don't have quite as much information as the car.
They can make it.
With the electronic fuel injection, this is old school with a carburetor. I mean, everybody's on red when it comes to fuel. So you just, anything can happen. We watched Chase Elliott run out of gas at Watkins Glen from one of the biggest organizations with all the information. So it can happen.
Let him go. We're good. 5 to go. Let him go.
They're telling the 48, let the 2 go. We're good. Finally. They nut up and say it with 6 laps to go.
Let him go.
Well, Sheldon Creed, he's got a lot of speed. We talked about those guys running lower on corner exits. Sheldon's right up against the board, and that's working for him.
These are teammates. We'll see how much Austin Hill puts up a fight now as Creed has got to his back bumper.
Well, you see on the bottom left, we talked a lot about Patrick Donahue, the crew chief. Well, here's Scott Borchetta. This is the owner of this 48 team, Big Machine Records. He's the sponsor on the car.
What about Blasting Fools Records? Or that guy on GTA San Andreas? Hi, I'm from Blasting Fools Records.
From the accident, it's great to see Scott on the race, or back to the racetrack, and it's great to see Scott with the nerves. I mean, this is a man who's found huge success in the music business, but he's looking on as a very nervous owner with 5 laps to go.
Thinking his driver and car are going to make the playoffs.
And that's what the Xfinity Series is about. An owner like Scott Borchetta
Is it, Jeff?
and taking the fight to Joe
Is that
Gibbs
what it's
Racing,
about?
taking the fight to you, Junior Motorsports, Richard Childress Racing. That's what has built this Xfinity Series, is those teams like that have a great deal of appreciation for Scott. And
That was a long moment of silence.
11 seconds behind Nemechek, and Nemechek is 6.5 seconds in front of Jones still with under 4 laps to go. Now 3 remaining for John Hunter Nemechek. Steve, you've thrown that out there, the possibility of fuel. We had said at the beginning, fuel window was approximately 60 laps. They came to pit road right at 140. There was a caution lap or 2 there before the green flag came out, but that's right at that 60 laps.
Yeah, we haven't heard a lot of chatter out of most cars. We're hearing a little chatter.
Kligerman side by side with the 21 again.
But the 48 seems to be confident.
21 let him go, it looks like.
20 is the same.
So put Kligerman into 4th again. Got passed by the 2, but then passed the 21. So he's 4th with 2 to go.
And out the window.
Oh, just get to that Y flag. 21 let him go.
21 and said, man, great job. We got the playoffs ahead. I'm going to start banking some good breaks. Hey, man, I'm going to help you on your stressful day. Remember me? Remember me when we get into the playoffs.
Yeah. Don't forget about what I just did there.
They don't ever remember.
They don't remember that kind of stuff, I'm sure.
White flag. 7-second lead for John Hunter. We're almost free. Free of this pain. Yeah, now I'll get out of bed. Because it's about to be over.
John Hunter Nemechek doing all he can. And the best
Oh, the tire came on. I'm kidding. Had you there for a second. Just kidding. He's fine. 7.5 second lead.
also doing a magnificent
Excuse
job.
me.
Austin Hill, where he's running, is going to end
John
the regular
Hunter.
season.
John Hunter Nemechek will win at Kansas. That's my, what's his name? Vince Welch. John Hunter Nemechek wins at Kansas. And Parker Kligerman makes the Xfinity Series playoffs.
Because he wasn't able to win.
Crosses the line in 4th place. It's all good. It's all done.
Sheldon Creed finishes 3rd.
Brandon Jones, season best race, finishes 2nd. Sheldon Creed 3rd.
Austin Hill, regular season champion with his 5th place.
Wow, Austin Hill won the regular season points. Awesome. I couldn't remember what the points gap was.
Now celebrating their 200th
200th Xfinity win for Toyota. How many of those did Kyle Busch get? Like 80 or 90?
What a milestone for that organization.
Pretty high percentage, right?
John Hunter Nemechek, as far as the championship goes, favorite?
I think there's a favorite.
He's the favorite, despite the fact that Hill won the regular season points battle.
Tracks in this playoffs, Phoenix, they'll be great. He will be hard to beat, and I think the odds are in his favor.
Talk about making the most of an opportunity. He got a golden ticket, and he's cashing in on it.
John Hunter Nemechek with just his 8th career win. Mentioned 6th already this season.
A Stewart Haas car and a Junior Motorsports car missed the playoffs. It's crazy.
Has really figured out how to do great burnouts. And he's going to park it right on the finish line. The news earlier this week, John Hunter Nemechek would move over to Legacy Motor Club in 2024. Run in the
Legacy Motor Club, is that a career death sentence?
got unfinished business in the Xfinity Series right now.
I like how they thought taking Petty's name off the team would make it be less shitty than Petty's team's been for the last 40 years, but no, it made it worse.
His 6th win already in 2023, Kim.
hanging around for this Parker interview after they talked to John Hunter.
For John Hunter Nemechek, we get the news that he's going to be moving up to the Cup Series again in 2024, but he had some business to do here today. Dominating fashion, getting your 6th win on the season. You win both stages, lead 154 laps. Is this what championship form looks like for this team? And does this make you the favorite?
I don't know if it makes us the favorite or not, but super proud of this whole 20 team. Joe Gibbs Racing. Man, it's been a week. It's been an exciting week, but I'm super pumped to get Pi Barker Toyota GR Supra back in victory lane. This thing was as fast as Xfinity 10G today.
Really? It was?
And all the guys made the right adjustments all day. They brought a really fast hot rod, and have to say hi to Tay, Aspen, and Penelope back home. I wish that they were here. We'll celebrate when I get home, but we have another name. Someone who we lost to cancer, Tom Goddard, on our car this weekend. So special name for those that know. But overall, just super pumped, super ecstatic. I'm looking forward to getting the playoffs started next week at Bristol. We came in here today trying to get the regular season championship, and I said that we were going to have a 60-point day this weekend, and that's what we did. We controlled what we controlled, and we did everything that we possibly could. So let's go to playoffs. I'm ready.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big day for John Hunter Nemechek. Big day for Parker Klickerman. Dave has caught up with him.
And Kim, you told us a story
Go,
earlier.
Parker.
His one word, if you got into the playoffs, was expected. Welcome to the playoffs.
Thank you very much. That's a very satisfying feeling. I was definitely the biggest John Hunter fan that last run there. Seeing the 9 be so fast that last run, but I'm really proud of this whole Big Machine Racing team. They brought a really good Spike Light Core Chevy as we showed throughout this race, and we executed a high level, and that's what I've seen us do for the last 12 weeks. I felt like if we could just get in the playoffs and we bring this going forward, we're going to race for a championship. But thank you to Scott Borchetta, Sandy Borchetta, everyone who makes this possible. What an honor to get the first playoff berth for this race team. We had a special person on board, Beth Cunningham, who the Cunninghams mean a lot to me. She's battling cancer, but obviously having a Cunningham on board for a race car, and I had a big day. I know who was watching over me in the Cunningham family. So overall, just a really solid day where we executed a high level. And if we do that in the next, 8 weeks, we got a chance in this thing.
He has a chance to go deep. We'll see him working on pit road tomorrow. His side job, Rick, after winning 4th place today and into the playoffs.
Well, it's official.
Alrighty.
Drivers that all have a chance.
Caden's here. What? Caden's here, so that means it's time for me to get the fuck out of here. No, I'm kidding. I guess I'm gone.
Where the celebration will continue.
If you want to... excuse me. Watch John Hunter Nemechek go to Rudolph Mortgage Victory Lane. I'll have to do it somewhere else. I'm going to go... Well, I don't know what I'm going to go do, but I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. We'll watch football and we'll watch the race.